The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Monster Energy, and DHL.
It's day 2 of the challenge season for Call of Duty Mobile here in EU. And yesterday we saw a massive performance out of 117 to upset exclusive and claim that first spot in our challenge season finals. Now today, one more team and the last team out of Group A will claim that next spot. Who will that team be? Let's find out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snapdragon Pro Series.
Looks like the players are ready. Here we go!
Hello everyone and welcome to the Snapdragon Pro Series. We are back today after all of the insanity we saw yesterday for day 2 of our challenge season to figure out the next team that will be making their way through to the challenge finals. My name is Glitter Explosion, and we got to get the boys back in here as well because we've got Infinity and Proper to talk us through day 2 of the season, day 2 for Group A, the last day for Group A. Brody, one more team making their way through today.
Yeah, look, if anything like yesterday happens today, I think we're in for a good time, to be honest. Yeah, yesterday was absolutely insane, so get more of that today. I'll be a happy bunny.
I feel like I missed the vibe on the Hawaiian shirts, guys. Why didn't you tell me? I could have easily joined. Okay, thank you for leaving me out, but you look fantastic. Proper, we only have a couple opportunities here for these teams to continue on their journey in the challenge season, so it's kind of, everything's on the line here for Group A, and exclusive really want to get that spot.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's last chance saloon to be able to get yourself into challenge finals. I think all 3 teams that are still standing here in Group A understand what it means, but can they show up on this day? That's what matters the most.
Yeah, well, 117 showed up yesterday, but if you guys missed all of that, or if you just want to catch up with the rest of the season as it progresses, follow us on social media. We've got X, Insta, and Facebook. That way you can get all of your updates for everything Snapdragon Pro Series related, or you can join our Discord at discord.gg/Snapdragon Pro Series, where you can join our community, talk all things Call of Duty Mobile, and continue, of course, getting those updates for our challenge season, which is going to be here and gone before you know it. We're already on day 2. A second team will be claiming their spot here today, and we've mentioned it a couple times, a crazy performance out of 117 yesterday. So let's just start off the day by taking a look back at the highlights from yesterday, because it was definitely an unexpected turn there at the end, Brody.
Yeah, for sure. So we ended the day, of course, with that titanic matchup, right? And this was between 117, Not Found, and Exclusive. And I think that was the huge matchup. I think all of us going into the season, we kind of expected Exclusive to be this massive roster that was going to be head and shoulders above everybody else. But we had these teams that are effectively created solely to beat them. 117 Not Found is one of those powerhouse teams, and they got down, did it? I mean, yesterday it was insane. It went all the way to a game 5. I gotta say, Inferno, who by the way was playing on the Ikram tag yesterday, was a massive part of that. And we were calling him Ikram all day. We didn't realize it was Inferno. Makes a lot of sense now as to why that player was doing such nasty things with the sniper.
Yeah, sniper rifle every single day. And honestly speaking, I think that 117 Not Found, I thought that they were going to be contested when it came down to their matchup versus Ultima. But I mean, all of the work that they had put in, especially through the open final circuit, they came through and just absolutely belittled Exclusive in the Search and Destroy, which I assumed was going to be their weakest of the game modes. They had strengthened their control and respawns ever so slightly from the previous season, but that Search and Destroy, you got some splaining to do for sure.
I mean, you called it out proper. And one thing that I do just want to remind everybody at home as well is that this is a different format than our round robin format that you would have seen in previous seasons of the challenge. So we are at the second stage of our first kind of Group A bracket. So anyone that you saw not win yesterday, still alive in the competition. Okay, we're going to see them come back again today for another opportunity to try and continue their way through the competition. So while Exclusive did lose, they dropped down to that lower bracket, and they'll be waiting for the winner of the first match of the day to make their way through and see if they can take them out to then claim that second spot. So there's multiple opportunities for our teams here in the competition to claim that second spot. But after today, then it's done, because these are only the first 4 teams that we have in the competition. We still have another 4 teams waiting in the wings. That's Group B, and we will head to their portion of the challenge season a little bit later on. We'll get a chance to take a look at our bracket now so you guys can kind of see the refresher to it. It looked like it was a very quick start to the day. It looked like it was going to be an easy day for Exclusive, but like you guys mentioned now, Brody, a couple times, it was 117 that shut down Exclusive, and then there's the lower bracket. That's what we're focusing on here today.
Yeah, definitely. And that lower bracket, I think, kicking things off today with Luxaturna versus Ultima, I think that's going to be a real test for Luxaturna. We didn't get to see them yesterday, unfortunately, given the fact that they did get very swiftly 3-0'd by Exclusive. So I'm excited to see what they bring to the table today versus an Ultima roster. I think that should be a little bit of an easier matchup. The real test for either of those two teams, even though Exclusive made some mistakes yesterday, they're still going to be that team to beat. They're still going to be incredibly difficult to take down for the Spot and Challenge Finals.
We'll take a look at the schedule here as well so you guys know how it'll play out. But it'll be a quicker day today than what we saw yesterday. Just these last 2 matches for Group A that we have to get through. And like Brody said, we're going to be starting things off with Luxaturna versus Ultima, with Exclusive waiting in the wings. But I think everybody's eyes are going to be on Exclusive here today proper.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I mean, look, Exclusive should probably already be kicking their feet up, looking at what could potentially be their next match coming down to Challenge Finals, but that's not the reality that we live in. Their Search and Destroy was abysmal yesterday, losing both of those maps 2 and 5, as well as the control to 117 Not Found. And honestly speaking, along with all of the European Call of Duty mobile community, I'm probably assuming that Exclusive is going to be making it through, but Ultima are still going to be that team that have something to prove. I think that Luxaturna are right there with them. I think that we're going to assume that it's probably going to be Ultima versus Luxaturna at the end of the day, but who doesn't love a good surprise? We got one yesterday. Why not make it 2 in a row?
It's going to be a good way to at least close out Group A. The first half of the challenge season will be done after today. So we'll take a look at a little reminder for the prize pool. Now, guys, they've been getting prize pools since the Open Finals. That happened a couple weeks. So it will increase with every stage of the competition. Right now, we're in the challenge season portion where first place will take home that $2,000 prize. From here, there'll be another prize pool for challenge season finals. And of course, what they're all fighting to get through is to make it to champs at the end of it all. So it's nice to go home with a little bit of cash in their pocket. And right now, 117 has at least solidified that those cash dollars, Brody.
Yeah, for sure. They walk away at the very least from this whole tournament now with at least $800. It's a nice little bit of cash, I think, for sure. They'll be very happy with that. You could do a lot of $800. You could buy like a ton of Lego sets. That's certainly what I do with it. But then again, I'm me. These players will probably do something a little bit more mature. Regardless, yeah, they've got the money. They're ready to go. They'll be happy that they're already in Challenge Finals.
Everybody at home, let us know your thoughts on the SPS as well before we get into this first match. Okay, we'll have that QR code pulled up for you on the screen. Just scan that and let us know what you love about the program, areas think we could maybe improve. And if you do that, you will be entered to potentially win a $100 gift card. It takes like 5 minutes, so jump on there and let us know your thoughts. But we talked about it many a time. Let's get into it. Match number 1 on the day. We've got Lux Eterna versus Ultima, and we saw both of these teams struggle yesterday up against the likes of Exclusive and 117. So this is, I think, probably between the two of them going to be a relatively even match here proper.
I mean, on paper, yes, it absolutely should be. And it's funny, going back to Brody's point, right? You know, unfortunately, we didn't get to see Lux Eterna yesterday. Probably more fortunate for them more than anything. At least at the very least, they don't have that VOD to go back and watch if you are Ultima. But at the end of the day, this is still an unknown quantity when it comes down to Lux Eterna. Not only for their competition, but for all of us watching. Again, Lux Eterna is that roster that took place for that jobless roster that disbanded coming into this portion of the challenge season. And I think that this is a team that now has the opportunity from last night to either find a scrim or to go back and watch whatever VOD they could possibly find and try to bolster all 5 of their games to be able to be as strong as possible going up against this Ultimate team today.
Yeah, and in this Ultimate team, I've got to be honest, they did disappoint me yesterday. I know we didn't really get a chance to recap their matchup. We were mostly talking about Exclusive versus 117 Not Found, but Ultima did play 117 Not Found yesterday. And for the most part, it was a highly uncompetitive series. I mean, they kept them relatively close in the hard point. The Search and Destroy was a complete bloodbath. And the Control, there was really only one positive to speak of, which was that they had the most convincing round of all, but it was the only round they won. It wasn't competitive whatsoever, so I want to see more out of Ultima today.
Yeah, and Ultima, a roster of players that we've seen before here in SPS. So we'll see if they can maybe switch things from day to day, maybe improve that performance. We'll also take a look at these map picks as they are ready to come through and see if that will maybe benefit one or the other team. Starting things off here with the Hacienda Hardpoint. Oh, wait. Maybe not. Wait, we'll double check this. Brody. It might be true, though.
I mean, I think that might be the map set from yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not even just with the logos.
They could have picked the same one.
They could have done.
117 was a Hackney Yard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was looking at the logos and it was throwing me for a loop, so I have no idea. I'm here for Hacienda.
The Hacienda they did play yesterday.
European COD.
Yeah, the Hacienda they did play yesterday. Ultima, that was the map in which they played really close. It was like for the first half, it was super close. Like they were back and forth with them, and then once the operators started coming to play for 117 Not Found, I think that's where Ultima started to fall out of the match. So hoping that's still in there, and it is. So I think we're going to see some kind of learning here from Ultima.
I think it mostly just comes down to their operator usage. You remember versus 117 Not Found yesterday. Once we do reach that P3, that is where things start to really come into fruition for all those operators that you were able to recruit for yourself, and it just was not finding value comparatively to 117 Not Found. The Tunisia Search and Destroy is in there. Kind of upsetty spaghetti that we're not going to get a firing range, as I am very accustomed to seeing a best of 5 in Call of Duty Mobile, and we don't have a firing range. I'm pretty sad about it, but the raid control is also there, and to your point, Brody, yesterday versus 117 Not Found, they did have the most convincing round, and that was through the opening break-off. Aggression looked really good on Ultima. It's just about having the confidence to be able to do it here versus this Lux Eterna roster.
All right. I like it. And how could I forget the Hackney Yard? You're right. I was so excited about that. How could I possibly forget the Hackney Yard? All right. Well, now that we've got a little bit more information on how these matches are going to play out when it comes to our map picks, let's just get into it. Lux Eterna versus Ultima. It's ready to go. So, Brody Proper, let's kick off the day.
Alrighty, let's talk about this first matchup. Again, we don't really know what to expect from Lux Eterna. I think had we seen them play yesterday versus Exclusive, and to your point, I think they'll be glad that we didn't get to see that. We would have a little bit more to expect from them going head-to-head with Ultima, but surely, at least in my mind, I know generally speaking we don't do predictions, but surely we should be looking at Ultima taking this one, right?
I'd assume so. I mean, again, you know, as a numbers man, not a betting guy, I would definitely always say that the team that has a lot more information and known quantities is probably going to be taking it over the team that literally got the phone call a few days ago to say, hey, Jobless just disbanded. You guys are in the next part of the season. But Hacienda was a map mode combination that when Lux Eterna were playing underneath the name of Infernos back in the Open Finals, it was the map number 4. They did lose it, but it was very, very close. 250 was the scoreline versus Jobless. jobless in that map number 4, and they were giving them the business. I mean, they were running around, they were being able to find all these slays, but most importantly, their fundamentals were absolutely sound. And to be completely candid with you and everybody at home, that is the one thing that this roster for Ultima did struggle with versus 117 not found yesterday. Not just in the slays, but also in the fundamentals. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, and I think that that's going to be one of the biggest benefactors for Lux Eterna to be able to take this map number 1 and start off like a bat out of hell.
Yeah, they just have to get under Ultima's skin early on. And I think, you know, again, you talk about those operators being a key reason why 117 not found were able to pull away in the way that they did during the second set on that Hacienda hardpoint. That can't happen for Ultima here. Ultima cannot let that happen. I don't know if it will happen, but that needs to be, I guess, the key to victory, as it were, for Ultima in this series. Just make sure you kind of win out on those operator engagements going in towards this Hacienda hardpoint. As we look further through the series, though, while we wait for this Hacienda hardpoint to get underway, I got to see something better in Search and Destroy out of Ultima. That's going to be the big thing for me, because going back towards that, again, I know it's 117 not found, and they did beat exclusive out on both Search and Destroys yesterday, so they clearly look like a very competent Search and Destroy team, but nonetheless, it felt like Ultima had no teeth whatsoever during the Search and Destroy.
I mean, they got 7-2 on an Express. That's not a really good look at all. And it was kind of like the tale of two evils, right? Where one player on one side of Grizz was having value with the R9 shotgun. There's one player that I coined that enjoys a very good corner of Sixa that enjoys using the R9 shotgun as well. And just was not the same team that we got all the way through Open Finals. In the Map 5 loss, yes, versus Animus, but in the Map 5 win versus RM, we need to be able to see players like Sixa come into their own. Aomi needs to have a better series as well. And especially for Gore on that Illuminati roster in the previous season, wanted this opportunity to finally show their mettle to be able to contest with some of the best players in European Call of Duty Mobile. They are looking to get it done today.
Alrighty, well, we want to see some goodness coming out of Lux Eterna here, coming in towards this series. We need to see some competitiveness, because yesterday's 0-3 loss versus exclusive, fair to say, that was not it. And off the start already, it looks like Ultima here, Andy. They're winning those first few engagements. They're looking pretty hot. Only one more player to contest with inside P1. But for the most part, while they don't have early control over this hard point, they do have early control over the kill feed.
Yeah, sure do. I mean, I was about to start talking about how Skinny actually had a free opportunity to push all the way through the water side, through the U-Haul, and maybe trying to pinch these players up through the upper hallways. But once everybody gets obliterated on the hard point, you pretty much just have to look at the flank and understand, hey, we're missing one player, and you just completely wipe them off the flank. Starting off with the favorite side of the map was Ultima, and they're feeling pretty darn skippy about it, only giving up 15 seconds on P1.
Start from Ultimate. Now that all-important rotation over by P2. Lux have a couple of players already contesting. Nice two-piece coming through from Lonnie. Can they get any more value? Yes, they can. Big three from Lonnie coming right out the gates here, and that's going to maintain the spawns for Lux Eterna early on P2. We know how much of a money kill this one can be, but you have to withstand the full force that is Ultima. Now looking to make their way through from both sides of the hardpoint. Daytel through the front. Couple of players around the back line. Those players have been dealt with, and Daytel's going to go down. So Lux Eterna here, at least on the initial few gunfights, Andy, they're actually going to win them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you were talking about. They have those close spawns along the backside of the driveway. You have one player of Zeke that's still anchoring all the way to the backside of the map. Not going to be able to get good timing to see one player cross inside of the opening of the mansion, but it's okay. You still have two players inside of the Lambo, but they're not really going to stay alive for much longer. Still 25 seconds to fight over. Skinny's going to be able to at least find two more. So a very scrappy P2 with Lux Eterna still holding on to the close spawns.
The last few seconds still being fought over here, as you said. Lux Eterna with those close spawns. They will look to grab that time, and a Secret and Skinny pick up a couple of kills. They will maintain it. So actually a pretty good start on the whole from Lux Eterna. That was an important hard point from what was a pretty discouraging P1. They seem to have found a way to fight back, but we're already starting to see some investment from Ultima. Aspect, who has started this game on fire with 9 kills to his name, brings out the Predator missile to make sure that Ultima are the first team to touch here by New. But keep an eye on these spawns towards the back line, Andy, because this is where things can get a little bit mixy. Already, Lux Eterna have a couple of players spawning in.
Yeah, this is where operators are also going to start being popped. They have been earned through the first 2 hard points, 2 online already for Ultima, not looking to at least dip into their bag of tricks so far. Aspect is actually going to elect to pull out the Sparrow first and foremost to try to spearhead their way inside of this garden hardpoint. It's working out quite well. Again, you have the close spawns of your Lux Eterna, but not exactly good unless you can find the eliminations, which finally able to turn in kind. It's Skinny, pops the operator, able to answer back.
Yeah, you know what's funny? It's that gravity vortex gun, right? It's one of those operators that, again, you don't really see that often, but when they do come out, it can be really good for zone control on the moment like hard point. And you just saw right there, as Skinny picks up 3, that gives LuxTurner a modicum of control over the hard point, and they still, technically speaking for the moment, at least do have a leader over Ultimate. Ultimate looking to fight for their scrap time. Aspect is going to be the player who's looking at overwhelming odds. I think it's 3 different players that he was having to face down for that control, but will not get it. So now we move over towards the rotation. Lonnie with the route from below, looking for the kills. He's going to find 2, and he gets away with his life, and playing with his life there in the moment is absolutely crucial. It keeps LuxTurner in the conversation, and Lonnie finds another one as well, and yet another kill. Lonnie goes huge for the rotation. It earns LuxTurner control of a hard point.
The teammates need to pick up where Lonnie had started. Zeke's going to pull out the operator. It's going to be a War Machine currently invested inside the hard point, but on the opposite side, it's going to be a Claw. Immediately finding value, but the trade game is going to be there for LuxTurner. They have close spawns on the opposite side, looking to hold for this back 30.
Ultimate, it's going to be a one-dimensional attack coming up from them. The only real additional support they're going to get is players trying to make their way down low, or perhaps a spawn out coming through from Aiming. But for the moment, the trade's most certainly favoring LuxTurner here. Ultima will hit this over and over and over again. LuxTurner doing a stellar job at keeping Ultima within arm's reach at the moment. Daytel looking for the slide through. Can they do anything in this situation? Only a little bit of value to be found. LuxTurner just continue to overwhelm. 30-point differential between these two teams now, and expanding. LuxTurner, off the back of the first set here, Andy, they've looked stellar.
Yeah, they absolutely have. And honestly, you can tip your cap to both Skinny and Lonnie. I mean, there's a good old testament that is old as time when it comes down to Call of Duty, and that is the route man get paid. The route men absolutely just putting in the work. Skinny, another gravity vortex cannon streaking out, able to find more eliminations, and again, shutting down players before they can even try to contest the upper hallways, plus the Predator missile to keep them at bay. This has been a stellar start for LuxTurner, looking to snowball back into P1.
Ultima needs to get control, and they need to do it right about now. Coverage for the smoke. Is it going to protect Aspect? Will the coverage from the teammates protect it? Well, yeah, they will. Hayamine's going to pick up that gunfight versus Seek, but the problem is there are more LuxTurner players in and around this hard point to contend with. Skinny and Secret will combine for 3 to remove Ultima from this time. And Ultima, no matter how much they try, cannot get any modicum of control over this hard point. The coverage from LuxTurner is superb, and they will get the remainder of that time as well, and perhaps more menacingly here, that rotation towards New.
Yep, I mean, through all of that tussle that we had through P1, player for LuxTurner had slipped the net yet again, and it was able to flip those spawns. And now you're on the better side of the map, but the biggest issue is that now they have flipped all the way back to the driveway. Nobody was anchoring it. And look at the way that LuxTurner are currently set up, all the way over back by P4. They're late to recognize it, but now you have to sprint through driveway if you are Ultima.
Plays from Skinny and Lonnie this entire tournament thus far, but they do go down inside the hard point. Ultima now going to go for a full invest of Aspect, bringing out the Sparrow. It's going to go away, having to switch back towards the Fennec for some more kills here. It's not a bad weapon whatsoever, especially close ranging on fights that you're going to be facing inside this hard point, but you have a hell of a lot to do. Teammates as well. Couple of players sat inside the hill. Secrets is going to remove one. There goes Daytel as well. Just Sixer left up alive, trying to use the coverage of the smoke. And Sixer does find 2. But again, overwhelming numbers, assaulting that hard point over and over and over again. LuxTurner will not give Ultima a inch in this hill, any room to breathe whatsoever. Daytel finally will find one, but even that is traded out by LuxTurner. And this lead just continues to grow hill after hill after hill. LuxTurner now 60 points to the good over Ultima.
I mean, say what you will about the non-stellar stat line for Mihai so far, but that crucial 2-piece allowed Lonnie to be able to recontest P2, and then Mihai off of the respawn was able to work their way back in. Now you have an advantage, 161 to 99. Operators, should you want to use it, have to see if they want to get their hands dirty, but get it done the old-fashioned way. Why not? Skinny gonna be able to open up the floodgates. It forces Sixer to use the War Machine just to keep these players at bay. Finds 3, helps their teammates recontest from the backside of the hard point, trying to get more time.
Big kill for Ultima to stay in this game, to make some kind of comeback. Aspect going to try and flank in from behind here. He's going to get cut short. Secret is going to keep their life around the front as well. So LuxTurner now starting to contest and starting to feel a little bit menacing. Ultimate pushed all the way back here off the back of the kills from Mihai and Secret, the former of which has now got the Sparrow out. Skinny also with that gravity vortex gun that had a hell of an effect on the last rotation towards this hard point as well. And it continues to keep Ultima away, trying to get in through the coverage of the smoke here, where Ultima fought this back 15 seconds, but they just can't get it done. One last player aiming, trying to do something in that kill, and not able to whatsoever. Again, we come off the back of what was an important hardpoint from Ultima, and it just goes completely all right.
Yeah, the operator trade out for Lux Eterna was just so stellar in that moment. Like you were talking about, Skinny with that Gravity Vortex gun did not find as much value comparatively, but still value nonetheless. And it forces Ultima's hand just to rotate over towards Nu. This has to be a full 60 or bust. Have to be very careful with trying to work your way through these narrow choke points if you are Lux Eterna. But again, the kill feed is just favorable for them every single time in the trade department, Brody. They come out on top once more.
How does this keep happening? I mean, that's the question we have to ask it. Lux Eterna has been stellar. Their work as a team is brilliant, emphatic to watch, but that series of trades does not go their way. Ultimate, they hold here. Now looking for the back 25 seconds. Those smokes once again being problematic for Lux Eterna, or for Ultima, excuse me. Lux Eterna going to utilize them to just slide in towards the hard point. Fortunately enough, the kills are going in favor of Ultima, but again, they've got to keep an eye on that jump up. A player once again has managed to make it up from there. Lonnie is the player that does it, picks up Amin in the situation, and even this scrap 10 seconds is everything to Ultima. They have to continue to send forces towards it. You cannot give it away to Lux Eterna.
A combined 72 kills now between Skinny and Lonnie. Again, those are your two route players for Lux Eterna who are continuously finding value. And once they do end up enacting those routes, then they can recontest the hardpoint and just slay the hell out. It's a good game for Aspect and Sixer, who are both up at 30 kills themselves as well as Daytel. But these kills are meaningless, not when the trades continuously come through for Lux Eterna, who again have control of upper halls. They're keeping all of Ultima trapped, and they are just gunning them where they stand.
Ultima just don't look like they're in the game right now. Their head's certainly not in the game, and they're not either. Kills now starting to come through from Ultima. But they need more than that. They need not just the kills, but they also need to maintain control of the hardpoint. Daytel just sitting peacefully, but he's going to get challenged from you. And Secret will take that gunfight all day long. Zeke up top as well is going to maintain the hallways coverage for Lux Eterna. They can't quite finish things here regardless of what happens, but this last 15 seconds would teeter them ever so close to what would be an indomitable victory to kick off this series. And once again, Lonnie will not allow Ultima in towards a scrap time. Big gunfight over by Nu, and it's going to be won by Mikai. Lux Eterna again win a rotation they arguably shouldn't.
Favorable spawns, and Lonnie's also soaking up the end of the scrap time as well, so that's going to probably be a flank that starts to come through. And if you're Ultima, you're forced to try to break this from the front. Daytel spawns in over inside the mansion, trying to work the flank around the back, but Lonnie picks it up.
Here we go, push for the front for Ultimate. Spawn in the back line for Daytel. Sixer's going to whip out the War Machine, going to find a couple of kills. It's still alive as well, while the rest of the roster are going to get it done. Aspect and Daytel combined for 3. And now the Claw coming out from player number 4 as well. Amin, all of it, the kitchen sink, everything going towards this hard point, because they know if they get broken one more time, it might be done so. And Skinny might have just broken behind enemy lines. No, does get shut down by players coming off the spawn. Renewed effort now from Lux Eterna. Zeke going to find a couple of kills. Lux Eterna still knocking at the door here. Mihai looking for yet another kill. Amin goes down. Can anybody from Ultima stop this? Aspect goes huge.
Big 3, Daytel there for the 4th as well. You still have close spots for Lux Eterna, looking to contest it one more time. They can still win here.
I don't know if they're going to. I think they might send one more player. Yeah, just give this one up. And that's absolutely the right decision, Andy.
Yeah, just rotate over towards Nu. I mean, you just need 8 seconds. You still have wayward spawns, so there's an opportunity for Ultima not only to soak up the scrap time, but potentially break in towards Nu. There are no operators online, though, as Secret opens up for 2.
These first few kills are everything. Ultima, can they break in time? The grace period is now gone. The kill has popped. But Gore and Sixer are going to find a couple of kills. That is a lovely kill from Sixer up top. Gore going to follow up for another one from Tin. And Lux Eterna, despite managing to give up the rotation for the new heal, they have not got control of the heal just yet. Smoke going to be popped. Is that coverage for Gore? No, it is not. 3 kills coming through from Lux Eterna. Ultima just looking for a contest. Aspect using the contest spot up top is the only reason Lux Eterna haven't got through. And he's going to play his life for long enough now that the rest of the team can cover spawn. Skinny might well find 2, but Ultima continue to send player after player towards this hard point. Lux Eterna winning the gunfights though. Lonnie's going to bring out the Annihilator for 2. Gore, the last player left alive, and that should be annihilation there as Lux Eterna take map 1.
I mean, that was a lot closer there at the end than what was suggested at the end of the first, and let alone even the second set as well. Big shout out to Aspect just using that contested spot, just giving his team one good scholar's try to maybe try to recontest that. But at that point, you got the back office spawns. You're just forced to recontest all the way through the nades, through the smoke, one shot, and you have no stim to get yourself back to full HP. Not on Hacienda, not on COD Mobile. Unfortunate scenes, at least for Ultima, but it's just like what we talked about there before we actually hopped into this was match number 1, Brody. Lux Eterna needed to come out very hot, and they absolutely did. Talk about good core fundamentals, talk about fantastic operator usage, but most importantly, being able to find value off of the kills that both Skinny was finding alongside Lonnie. Those routes that they were running at the beginning of the game was just a continuation. It was the beginning of the end. You felt like from P1 all the way to P3, within the first set of hard points, Skinny and Lonnie were constantly hitting routes, just opening up the floodgates for their teammates to either hit pinches or just to be able to clean up on the damage they were once fighting.
And you know what? I think it was so promising out the gate for Ultima, right? I mean, right from the very first hill, we saw a real good map control from Ultima. You know, the way that they were playing as a team was great. It was excellent. And I was like, yeah, okay, this is probably how this game is going to go, par for the course. And then we hit P2, and Lux Eterna, I think, just really started to prove how good they were at breaking rotations as a team. As you said, all of the kills they were making were not just they weren't just getting random kills across the map. All of them were useful to making sure they maintain kill control over their opposition. But we do have to call out some individuals, as you rightly have already said, because Lonnie finishes that game with 56 kills, and certainly early on in the game as well, Skinny was having a whale of a time. He finishes with 38, only one more than Secret, but again, I think that kind of early game coverage from Skinny was a big reason why Lux Eterna were able to come out on top.
I mean, you could probably count on one hand over the past calendar year that you've seen so much value being found with the Gravity Vortex gun. Skinny is that guy, man. 2 minutes and 24 seconds of OBJ time, and when they had that Gravity Vortex gun online and inside the hard point, it was so damning just for Ultima, excuse me, to be able to try to recontest the time. And this was a really good game out of Sixa as well. This is not the same Sixa that we saw yesterday. Was using the Type 19 more than anything in this map number 1, Brody. It was finding value with it, but again, comparatively from the Slays, not too far gone for Ultima, but the point still stands. It's finding value with the eliminations. It's those good key eliminations that allowed Lonnie to be able to play for that route, allowed Skinny to be able to get inside the OBJ and just to be able to hold down all of that time. And realistically, Ultima just had no response for it whatsoever. Their break attempts were just so close to being good, but they never had the spawns to be able to reinforce the hill, not like what we saw from Lux Eterna.
Wow, what a hell of a start to this series. A series that I prefaced, by the way, and, you know, I'll fully admit my faults by saying that I thought this would be a relatively easy 3-0, solely based off what happened yesterday between Exclusive and Lux Eterna, right? I mean, again, they wiped the floor with Lux Eterna. I don't know what's happened today, but they have come different to this series. And next up, we've got a Tunisia Search and Destroy. Again, this one pretty much always defensively sided. It's going to be Ultima starting things off on the defense. It's probably going to be a nice reprieve from them after what just happened in the hard point.
Snipers need to be online for Ultima to be able to keep Lux Eterna at bay. They're not even trying to get wily nor aggressive. Zlati got to get first blooded as well, so numbers now favoring of the defensive side.
And these snipers can be pivotal here on Tunisia, covering so many of these points of entry. Lux Eterna still looking for A despite losing that first blood. Again, the smoke is going to obfuscate things for A, I mean. Yet still, they're just spotting out Lux Eterna, sending them away. Warning shots, not going to be any of them connecting. Lux Eterna, they seem unmoved by this.
Nobody's seen anybody else cross. I mean, Gore already rotated all the way over towards B, expecting for somebody to flank around, but the information comes through. Aspect just holding the trigger, being able to find that one kill. Now forces out a 3v5, and Lux Eterna are still hanging around Winery, just trying to work for a pick to maybe find an opening.
And this is the big one. Sure, you put numbers even further in your favor. Big first snipe battle. Yeah, if Mihai got that, it would have made the situation of getting on towards the bomb site a little bit easier, but no. Gunfight denied. Now for Secret and Skinny. What do you have? I don't think Secret's going to go in only fights for the prize fighters, I'll tell you that much. Skinny, no choice but to try and grab the bomb. Going to be able to do so, and actually goes for the check against Aspect. Catches some good timing, but 30 seconds on the clock. I don't know if time is going to be in his favor for long.
I think Secret might have DC'd, unfortunately, but Skinny might try to go huge. As the sniper, maybe get a couple of one-shot kills. Might catch a couple players by surprise, but doesn't have the sniper out. Gets the information onto the second, can't find the elimination. Just when Secret comes back into the mix, all time is lost. Might be able to find one free pick, but still, time not favorable for him. And, well, doesn't have any life to back things up as well. And, hey, wouldn't you know it, Tunisia, sniper rifles. Pretty good combination on defense, eh?
Yeah, sniper rifles plus defense. Winning combination, it would seem. Ultimate.
Yeah.
Gonna abuse that right off the start. And again, it was just that initial 1v1 on the retake that Mihai was not able to win. If he does, it makes it a little bit easier. Now, utility over the top. That is a hell of a lot of nades. Nice newish addition that we've had here to the Call of Duty Mobile spectator mode. Get to see where all that utility goes over towards A. And while it might well land, it's going to give the impression that Luxaturna are making their way over towards A, but they've changed tact entirely. And I'm not a fan of the fact that Ultima have completely abandoned this site.
But they can quickly rotate because of the hesitation for Luxaturna to try to get over towards this B site. But just as soon as Daytel wanted to poke for the information, gives up more than a shoulder, has a whole body being thrown, loses his life. Now the bombs have been planted.
And you say they can retake. Retaking is extremely difficult, especially on this bomb site, especially when you've got players sat in corners like this. Aspect will find one at the very least. So bringing this down to a 3 versus 4. Skinny will find some value. Aspect going to trade things out now, a 2 versus 2. Time dwindling down. Snipers again, still going to be integral here and keeping an eye on all these different angles, but you've got a lot to check. Gore's going to check the corner. Now you know these players are pushed all the way back towards the site. Gore not going to win that 1 versus 1 with a sniper rifle. Now it is just going to be down to Aspect. Needs to pull off some FaZe Clan, Phase 5 plays. And not going to be able to get it done. And yeah, I mean, right from the start there, to be honest, not a fan of the fact that they gave up the bomb site entirely. You never need to full send towards a bomb site unless you are 100% sure that that's the bomb site of attack.
Well, it's all the utility being thrown over by Lux, eh? Like they immediately just call the bluff, just trying to think that, hey, we're going aggressive over towards A, but it's a pump fake back over towards B, and that's going to cause a considerable amount of doubt for the defensive setup for Ultima, just not allowing themselves to go full send through the middle of the map over towards A. This time for Luxaturna's 3rd attempt at offense. Gonna throw a couple nades and stuns over towards A. Hardly are gonna connect. Its information might be mutual. I'm gonna have to get it done the old-fashioned way here, Brody, with their guns.
I'd much prefer this setup from Ultima here on the defense. They don't need to go pound for pound with players just directly on A. You have that advantage of Ultima having, or Luxaturna having a PQ. Shots through the wall for Lonnie, not going to connect on anything. Sixer is waiting patiently on the other side of this wall with that R9. Things you love to see. I know things you love to see, Andy. See whether you can find some value with it. Mihai going to be sent packing. So is Zeke. Lonnie now shots across the ways. Sixer is just going to get the hell out of dodge, but he will have seen that player. Now just trying to take some shots through the fall. None of them going to connect. And again, time's starting to run out here. So Luxaturna, their idea is just to rotate away. And once again, Ultima had momentarily there given up cool control over the B-bomb site.
I mean, they got one hit marker through those floorboards and then just invested about like the past 40 seconds trying to find that elimination, all for nothing. Now they're trying to battle through the middle of the map, rotating over towards B. There's still one player hanging around, trying to play in that corner. Just catch them by surprise.
Daytel looking for the value, not going to find it, and now full control of the site for Luxaturna. They might well have spent the last 90 seconds trying to make their way on towards the A site. Now they've switched tack towards B. The numbers now in favor of Ultima, even more so now. It's all falling apart just down to Mihai on the site. Kind of shots in towards Amin, but not enough as Amin deletes him. And that is a retake from Ultima.
Yeah. I mean, the retakes comparatively, just you cannot be hesitant whatsoever. Don't allow these snipers to be able to, one, get set up, let alone being able to get in favorable positions to watch these crosses. But as you just so wonderfully pointed out, the defensive setup has taken those adjustments. Luxaturna try to go back to their round 1 strategy of just maybe trying to find a couple of wall bangs through A off of the nades and a couple of wall bang shots that had been previously connected. We go back to that same strategy again, stuns nades ceremoniously over the top. A few might just connect, but again, the problem still is here. Luxaturna have yet to be able to break out a winery.
And getting on towards this A site has been nigh on impossible for Luxaturna. Big 1v1. Sixer momentarily looks at the floor, but will actually take Lonnie down. So now it most certainly is going to be impossible, if it wasn't before, to get on towards the A site. Short of stellar utility usage, which I don't actually think Luxaturna have got many, if any, left. So they're going to wait for Ultima to make a mistake here.
Might just try to brute force their way, but I mean, you can see the bomb carrier of Skinny wanted to try to take a poke, maybe over towards that B lane, but Secret throws the shoulder, loses his life for it. 3v5. Again, we are stuck on this side of the map if you are Luxaturna.
If I'm Lux, I'm just trying to play numbers in the situation. I know you're down 2 players, but just stick together and look to win out via brute force. If you can carve a path to one of these sites and split the difference on the defense, it's huge. It's big 1v1 in the middle of the map. Daytel does survive. That's information that is paramount to Ultima winning this round. And now here is that play that I was talking about. Luxaturna trying to find the route through the middle, but Skinny goes a little bit too premature. Daytel also going to pick up a second. Surely not number 3. Zeke will deny. And no immediate trade Gore does go for the chase on towards the player, so Zeke survives and should hit a full regen here, but a 1 versus 4, it's a lot to ask for when Ultima know exactly where to look in this situation. Surely a double shell from Sixer and Aspect, and it will be to close out the round.
And there comes that mental warfare again. Sixer with the R9 shotgun, just being able to digest alongside of his teammates that a lot of these hits have been over towards A. Only one attempt for Luxor have been over towards B, and they haven't attempted it again. So what does Sixer do? Just picks a corner inside a top line and just waits for the cross to be pushed. Now Luxaturna going to go back towards that round 2 strategy that did give him the round win. Nades over the top over towards A, but this time 2 defenders at B.
Big hit from Luxaturna. 1 man down. Across the path of Gore. 1 player up close and personal though. Daytel, it's a big gunfight for Daytel to get away with, and of course literally get away with the kill by getting away from the site. So he does trade things out though. Player towards a backline that is quickly usurped by more from Ultimate. Replenish the forces over this B bomb site. Luxaturna, for all of this initial push, haven't really gotten much in the way of real estate. There's still 1 man down. They need to try and trade things out, but it's so difficult.
Even if they try to exit, it'd be such an easy read for Ultima just to re-wrap over towards A. You can see Daytel, player number 5 on the map in blue. He's already thinking about rotate over towards A, but I mean, Skinny just hits it. He's able to find Sixer for free. Player dead to right to the middle of the map. Aomine able to find 1, untraded as well. Last alive is Zeke.
Oh, don't ego chow that. Zeke's got a sniper rifle. He's got a Tundra. He will win that fight all day long. Bomb now down on B though. That's a problem for Zeke here in this 1 versus 2. 1 versus 3. Excuse me.
Does have time to work. Problem is you have no idea where Daytel's going to be located at. Aomine goes prone in. Oh, just when you thought you have to aim higher, that time it's the drop shot that gets the job done. 4-1 so far. 1 more round on this half, and Brody, you pitched it up perfectly. It's Tunisia. It's search and destroy. It is very defensive sided. And when you're finding value with the sniper rifles, it becomes that much more alarming. So Luxaturna desperately need this offensive round.
And they've been unsuccessful again on towards the A site in previous rounds. This is the way to get it done, but you're going to lose that opening blood. Maybe not so much. Six is finding more value as well over towards his site, and the rest of the dominoes falling just as quickly here. And look, it's very difficult to get on towards A via any path, but to just rush on towards the site, it is a massive gamble, and you just don't win the fight.
They almost got it done, though. The biggest issue is that Six, ever since round number 3, has been playing inside a winery with the shotgun and has been finessing his life so wonderfully. 7 kills on that half. Aspect got 10. Now it's Ultima's turn here on the offense. Just need 2 rounds to tie up the series.
Ultima, I mean, we're talking about how unsuccessful Luxaturna were getting on towards the A site. Ultima just waltzed straight in with the first couple of kills. Luxaturna now have to fight tooth and nail for a retake. This is a damning start to the defense for Luxaturna. Perhaps Lonnie can kick off this retake with that first kill versus Daytel, and he does. Any more to be found? Secret will find 1. Skinny's going to go down elsewhere. They're now down to a 2 versus 2. Secret looking to make his way out towards the side. Surely does not win that gunfight versus Gore. Gore has to go to the pistol to get it done. And now Lonnie knows where Gore is after picking up Aspect. Goes for the pre-fire and gets the kill. A crucial retake, a crucial clutch for Luxaturna. You could not afford to start your defense like that.
Yeah, big moment for Lonnie again. Dropped 56 kills in the Hacienda map number 1. Knew that Gore was dead to rights in the corner. Was one shot. Was trying to hug the box for the regen. Does not come through. But the biggest difference in between Ultima's takeover towards A and Luxaturna's attempts, it mostly comes down to Sixa. Again, it's that R9 shotgun difference. I've yet to see one in the hands of Luxaturna so far. They're going to go right back towards it again. It just came down to the post plant was their biggest fault on not winning that round.
Short gunfights once again. Ultima, they were successful previously getting on towards the A sites. There's no real reason why they wouldn't do it again. And they have brought the numbers even and got control of the sites. You take those trades all day long, but again, Luxaturna were good at the retake last time around, and no reason to think they won't be again. 1 for 1 they go. Now a 2 versus 2. Luxaturna approaching this one from 2 different angles. Zeke's going to have to wait a little bit for Skinny to get in position. Could be individual 1v1s here.
Daytel's just waiting for the timing, though. He's waiting for the confirmation. He already gets the information for Skinny, who was able to win the 1, but they have no idea where Daytel is.
And Daytel might have just played this perfectly. The defuse check should be good. Daytel's going to line them up and take them down. Ultima take that offensive round. 2 for 2 on successful A pushes.
Yeah, I mean, that's just 5-head maneuvers coming through from Daytel, right? I mean, you leave one player all by his lonesome underneath the scaffolding on that A bomb site. He's dead to rights, surely, but no information where Daytel was located at has been hitting routes this entire search and destroy. Now just one more round required, and Ultima want to aggressively hit over towards B.
They definitely are certain how they want to play things on the offense. I might well have criticized a couple of their defensive efforts, but their offense has been pretty much perfect throughout these first 3 rounds. And they've done it again, straight on towards the site. Now the retake from Luxaturna is it good once again. Gore trying to line these guys up, only going to be able to find one, and very quickly this all comes down to Sixer. Hugh, look, we've praised him. It's going to be very, very difficult to win out this 1 versus 4. Now a 1 versus 3. He's already been tagged up in the middle of the map, so surely dead to rights? Surely? All right, well, he's still staying alive somehow.
He's still alive. He's able to completely just concede all the space. I mean, look at the time on the clock. The biggest issue is trying to isolate Lonnie, Secret, and Mihai, who have all just decided to hold hands and try and maneuver across the map. I don't think that they know that the bomb is actually dropped on B. So Lonnie, with the Odin, is going to just try to reposition themselves over towards B. And Sixa is expecting someone to chase him. That's not the case at all. Got to make a move here, partner.
I mean, the fact that Luxaturna have given Sixa this much room to breathe, it's astounding. And they still continue to do so as well. He has full control over the B site. Despite being in a 1 versus 3, all he really needs to do is perhaps get the kill against Lonnie. He tries to get the bomb down. I'm not entirely convinced that Lonnie wouldn't hear it. Through the middle of the map they go, though. Miham with the pre-fire will pick Sixer up and prevent that one. But I don't know if that's as secure as a defense I would have liked to have seen from Luxaturna.
The biggest problem for Ultima to being able to convert that offense is that Daytel with the bomb thought that maybe you needed to push all the way through to the backside of the B side instead of planting that bomb. Probably would have got it down. Might have died on the exit, but a bit of a misstep coming through from Ultima this time around. Wanting to get aggressive over towards B again. And again, the Luxaturna defense is nowhere to be found. It's delayed retake coming through from Zeke to try to stop this bomb plan from happening, but won't be able to find value with it. Aspect gets it down.
And once again, perfect on getting onto the sites. His retakes have been 50-50 from Luxaturna. Another player going down now. Luxaturna slowly losing the numbers to make this one work. You have to have these snipes on point from that top side. Aspect just keeping an eye on the corner. There goes one. Pop goes the second. And Ultima close out the search and destroy in emphatic fashion. 4 back-to-back rounds in which they're able to successfully penetrate the sites. And they only need 2 of them to hold on to win out the search and destroy.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tunisia search and destroy, very, very good for the defensive side if you're fighting value with the snipers, but the offense can find value. We've seen this quite often on Tunisia search and destroy. If you quite literally just feel the overconfidence, just sprint at them, right? I mean, when you are finding value, if you are Sixa, to be able to maybe even find the first kill, let alone find enough damage to keep a player one shot, Daytel's going to be right there to be able to clean players up, and you know that Gore's going to be watching over top of you with the sniper rifle. Found a lot of value with it through all of the 10 rounds worth of play here on the map number 2. Though I think the biggest wagging of the finger moment comes through from Luxaturna, excuse me, just kind of struggling to be able to get on towards the bomb sites. Their best attempt and realistically only convincing offensive win came through on that pump fake over towards B. 12-5 out of Aspect, 9-8 out of Sixa. It was a great map number 2 out from Ultima, but Luxaturna just struggled to be able to showcase the same thing that Ultima had for themselves on that offense, and that was just sheer raw aggression.
And the thing is, I want to say as well that generally speaking, again, we preface the entire map by saying Tunisia is a defensively sided map, right? So it isn't the end of the world for Luxaturna to only be able to take away 1 round on the offensive efforts, right? I think the more damning thing is, of the 4 offensive efforts that we saw from Ultima, to allow them to get into the site all 4 times. I mean, that is unacceptable, I think, on the defense, and it's something that Luxaturna will walk back to and see that's where they went wrong in that search and destroy, because they could have managed to spin things back in their favor if they were able to hold the sites a little bit better. Big performances coming out from the likes of Aspect, and you mentioned it, Sixer as well. I think especially on those defenses early on, especially around Winey, he was a real annoyance.
Yeah, sure was. Again, just being able to collect off the information from his teammates, right? You're seeing about 4, maybe 5 nades being thrown over the top from the offensive side of the map. And that's more than enough information for Sixa, who's like, you know what, I like a good R9 shotgun. I'm just going to go camp inside a winery and wait for a couple players to come through. Going 1 for 1 is fine, but a few rounds he was finding 1 kill and also finessing with his life and forcing another player for Lux to overextend for where Gore was located at to be able to get that kill, and sometimes Aspect as well. It was a very good fundamental search and destroy being showcased out from Ultima, but just because you won the search and destroy doesn't mean the series is over quite yet. We still have 2 more respawns before we can even think about what could potentially be a map number 5.
Next up is going to be raid control, and this one we did see Ultima play yesterday. We mentioned it earlier on at the top of the show. It was one round and it was the most convincing that anything in that control.
But does that actually mean anything when the rest of the rounds were not so great for Ultima? We need to see more map control coming out from them, and that same decisive play that won them that brilliant round number 3 victory back then versus 117 not found. If they can do that consistently, Andy, this should be their map.
Just about finding consistent value. I mean, on Hacienda, let's not forget, closer to 100 kills in between both Skinny and Lonnie. Can you find the same value with it here on Raid and in a mode like Control, where spawn traps do need to be fought over? You need to try to recollect yourself at a moment's notice. The opening break off over towards B, not really favorable, not at all. Now you have to find out your spawn.
Great start from Ultimate to momentarily, at the very least, put some serious pressure on Luxaturna. Oh god, Daytal, please finish that gunfight. Fortunately enough, Gore is there to finish things off against Mihai, but there is going to be enough room now being made from Lonnie and Skinny for Luxaturna to start to make their way on towards B. Through the smoke at the moment, Sixer is just staying all kinds of quiet, and I think he might have just made the great escape, not just getting 1 kill, but looking for the second versus Lonnie again. Those shots with the R9, not as clean as they would like, and now Luxaturna here, a potential chance to get on the point as Lonnie finds more value.
Yeah, being able to at least rectify the opening break-off now keeps lives just about even as well. Sixa takes their own life. And very unfortunate, you got 1 more player of Aomine who's playing on the Black Van, able to play for the regen, but that B zone is still being tacked on up. And Ultima are making a grave mistake if they cannot convert this 1v2 from Aomine. They lose their lives, they lose the zone. 2 minutes on the board.
Don't overinvest into this if you're Ultima. B is already gone. Brace yourself for the push that is inevitably going to be coming from that laundry side. Deacon only going to open things up here with a couple of kills. Keep an eye on Secret. Will have only just picked up 1 kill in this game so far, but he will be the player, if anything, that'll blow this play wide open while the rest of the team look to push through Kitchen. And to be fair, Secret is just sitting there at the moment while the rest of the team are dealing with the brunt of the effort through Kitchen's side. Only one of them will survive that engagement, and it will be player number 4 in Mihai, and goodness me, Secret's going to get found out as well. So what could have been a well-put-together push from Luxaturna does momentarily fall apart.
Life flip now, 12v10, favoring that of the defense. Look at the map positioning as well. Oh, Aspect would have loved to be able to win that gunfight. Maybe try to get bedroom control, but that's good information to have for yourself, especially with Gore, with the Odin playing inside a kitchen. He's going to see 2 players cross, is able to clean up on the first, and Aspect takes down Lonnie. So the flank not going to be coming through. Now it's a tussle all the way through the water side. The biggest issue is you still have 1 more player playing inside a jungle, and that's Mihai, waiting for his teammates to find value through the pool, Brody, and maybe try to work a pitch.
Here we go. Couple of kills already coming through from Luxaturna, bringing this down to a 6 versus 6. There's already players from Lux in and around this control zone. Aspect has not been dealt with inside the Tiki Bar, and now he has a seek, finds that kill. So slowly but surely now, Lux are going to get this point through. Lonnie's going to bring out the Annihilate to get this one done, but does not find any value. Big gunfight for Aomine. Now a 3 versus 2 in favor of Ultimate. Luxaturna not able to stop the clock just yet. Neither of these players willing to jump on the point, and why would you be? Mihai trying to deal with the pressure from open steps. Daytail's going to win that engagement. And now Zeke, the last one left alive, sat inside Tiki Bar. Get yourself a cocktail, buddy, because I don't know if you're going to be going anywhere in this situation. Daytail might well offer him a free kill, but Aomine should be good for the trade, and he will be.
Yep, so only able to get those 3 segments on their offensive side, and realistically speaking, their best opportunity to maybe try to flip the zone had to have been quickly once they got 2 minutes on the board, and maybe try to push all the way through Laundry, but I mean, I was right there with you, partner, that you really thought that Ultima were over-investing just to be able to find a couple of exit frags, but the trades were good enough for them to be able to posture inside a kitchen, specifically for Gore, to stop the rotation over towards A. Now it's Ultima's turn on the offense. Ceremonious as ever here on raid control, trying to go for that B zone first. One last player alive is Skinny over the top, but Sixa, Aomine able to collect on the kills. Now the clock being stalled and the first segment being worked.
Ultima should be comfortable here. They've already got players out towards the middle of the map. Sixers continue to find value as well. That's 3 in a row for him. Ultima keeping Luxaturna well away from arm's reach. 3 kills to the good in terms of the life advantage. Not a single look from Lux Eterna that they might be able to hold on towards B. Perhaps the one player that could do anything in this situation is Mihai, who on a flank has whipped out the Sparrow to get it done. If they can pick up Sixer, Lux Eterna should be at the very least able to hold on towards B, and they will be. So big gunfight from Mihai. Now they should be able to bring down B, but the threat is now starting to come and knocking towards A as well.
Just a little bit of a misstep again for Ultima in a fundamental way is that you found all of those kills, you found the trades, and I understand you want to get more map positioning through pillars, maybe through laundry, but just get a second player on the zone. If you had a 2-player stack there, Brody, that would have been 60 seconds out on towards the board. Now lives are even. You're trying to fight out of your spawn in a split effort, and the players that were trying to push through Art and through Driveway come up absolutely flat. Now you have to spawn parallel over towards A and try to work across bar, where you still have 3 defensive players here for Lux.
Ultima still trying their hardest to get towards A. They can't get it done. And at one point, you do have to ask the question, where are they going to default to B? Maybe they don't need to. Sixer from up top from Money might well have just created the opening that they require. Zeka's going to get traded on and out. So despite being 1 man down now, starting to make the progress happen over by A. Lux Eterna here, 21 seconds on the clock, and to be forced to basically full send it towards this A defense to stop this going all the way through. If already losing 2 ticks over by B, it would be disastrous to lose the entirety of A in one fell swoop. There we go. Gore now is opening proceedings with the first couple of kills. The Vortex gun does come out from Skinny, but only finding 1 kill with it. Is that enough for Lux Eterna? Gore still hanging about, as is Aspect, and now Ultima splitting the difference by sending players over towards B as well, which has now gone. So an extra 60 seconds on the board here from Ultima, and they already have 1 tick on A.
Big play out of Sixa. Again, spawns parallel, just right behind Driveway, and just goes over towards B. Doesn't even get contested until the zone does get captured. Zeke able to find 2. But it's 2 players alive, Lonnie and Zeke, versus the full force of Ultima.
They've got no real control whatsoever. Lonnie needs to go huge here. Not going to find any value whatsoever. 1v5 for Zeke. Not going to happen in a month for Sundays. Ultima get it done in round number 2. And yeah, massive play towards the end of that round to split the difference, to keep the Lux Eterna forces distracted with that initial push over by A to make sure they could capture B and get the extra 60 seconds on the board. Just 1 round away now, and look at all those yellow dots on the top left of your screens, folks. Ultima have a hell of a lot of utility ready to go into towards this round.
4 operators, casual. 6 is going to be the first to pull theirs out. It's going to be a war machine, just straight finding value all the way through Driveway. Helps his teammates to collect on a handful of more kills. Secret Skinny able to at least find 2, but Sixa is not done yet. Oh, just blow him out of Art entirely. I mean, you thought you might be able to sell that later on down the road, but not going to be the case, not when it gets blown to smithereens.
Yeah. It does give them an early life advantage as well. Now Daytal next up to do something. Not actually going to be able to do so. Nice kills coming out from Secret, Mihai, and Lonnie. Especially in the middle of those proceedings will stop those equalizers from doing anything. So Ultima here, despite a couple of investments early on in this round, have been stopped dead in their tracks. Lux Eterna now off the back of that start have actually earned some value as well. Lonnie pushed all the way forward with the Annihilator. Kills being made off the back of the spawn. Lux Eterna now really starting to pressure over towards A. This round has gone very different to how Ultima expected it to. An 8 life at disadvantage now, and that Annihilator is still in play for Lonnie. Finally, he's going to get shut down, but the kill's now being made over by A as well. Ultima here cannot put a stop to this regardless of what happens. Second tick now going to be through over by A. 1 player in on a potential flank could be Sixer. I don't know if Six is actually going to be able to stop this one, and I don't know if he really wants to be honest. There you go. A will be lost. Unfortunately enough, at the very least, Sixer does find some value, and Daytal finds 1 as well. But the forces are completely scattered here in this 10 versus 17.
Can't really say you see it too often when one team on defense wins the opening break-off that convincingly. And then they lose the A zone and the life advantage as well. It's 7v15, a minute 20 on the board, and I fear that Ultima might have scammed after winning that opening break-off, but still have time to work. So have plenty of space here on the map to maybe try to keep the zone contested, let alone trying to whittle down this life advantage. They've already brought this down to 12. Can they find any more?
Time and lives against them here. Ultimate in a bit of a rut. Gore's going to utilize the operator to try and salvage this round and close out the game here, and he will find some value for it. Amin and Six are following up some kills as well, but Aspect has now been sent out of the round. Mihai investing the Sparrow. Is it good enough for the kill versus Sixer? It is, and I think that might be one of the final nail in the coffins in this round. Amin and Gore left up. Can they pull off a miracle? Ayamin certainly can't. Gore for a 1v5. Mihai couldn't do it for Lux Eterna in the last round, and Gore's not going to be able to get it done in this. Ultima invested a lot into that round to win it, and they didn't.
It was all like within the first 5 seconds. You had 4 operators being popped, and it just didn't find value. Gotta respect it out of Gorgeous, pulling out the Annihilator, maybe trying to mitigate the life deficit, but could very much so be something you're gonna want back. Still have a Pred Missile, you still have 2 operators online if you are Ultima, comparatively to Zeke, who's the only one that has one available. A secret pops theirs. This opening break-off immediately goes over towards a clock being stalled out. First segment is about to be locked as well, and Lux Eterna are nowhere to be found.
Oh, wow, this is a hell of a start from Ultima. Now you start a spawn trap as well. Surely Daytel doesn't find more than those 2 kills. Make it 3 in the feed. Now more operators coming out from Ultima. Claw from Amin goes nowhere. Does a Sparrow for Aspect do anything in this situation? A is about to evaporate right in front of Lux Eterna's eyes. The Predator missile from Amin as well. A heavy investment from Ultima, but as Lonnie and Zeke combine for a couple of kills, A will be saved. But can we say the same of B? Because already Ultima starting to be on their way towards that point.
Trying to battle their way out from the Gymnasium. Gore is going to be able to take down Lonnie, so nobody's inside your spawn. Not quite yet. Skinny's trying to get all the way past Bedroom, past the water. Maybe try to pinch these players in from behind, but it's the players from Pillars. You still got 1 player on the zone as well. Mihai will get gunned. So you got players around the ring zone so far. 3 players strong. Once again, Ultima trying to stall out the clock, trying to add more time.
Skinny's going to use the Gravity Vortex gun here to put a stop to Ultima. He's behind enemy lines. This is one of those ones where, again, it's a very defensive operator, and he's going to get shut down. Yeah, again, not going to find any value whatsoever. That extra 60 seconds is being added to the board here. Already 2 ticks over by A. I struggle to imagine a situation where Ultima are not able to bring this one home now. The life advantage, the time advantage, and the tick advantage as well. They have got a full house of advantages against Lux Eterna here.
War Machine invested by Sixa. It's going to be the opening. You only got 4 lives remaining for Lux Eterna. This one is so far done. We're probably already considering about the standoff hardpoint map number 4. Sixa gets the Predator missile. Just blow him out of the water. Can't even contest the zone in time. Ultima get the job done here on the map number 3 in a very, very good way. And again, it's one of those things where you go back and you look at the one round that was won by Lux Eterna, and it was a very good round for them. They were able to win it off of lives. They were able to battle back from the advantage that they had for Ultima, I should say. But still, at the end of the day, it's just one round that was required. One good opening break off over towards that pool side. It goes in their favor, and they get the job done. They force it into a map number 4 with a 1 map lead.
Yeah, good efforts, I will say, from Lux Eterna there on the defense for the most part, but Ultima just overwhelmed right towards the end. Ultima playing, Lux Eterna, excuse me, playing competitive for the most part, and they had moments where they did look like they were competitive, but it was just that final round from Ultima where they really started to put the nails through, and of course that round number 2 as well, that offensive victory that did come all the way down to, I think it was a 3 versus 1 to get it done, but get it done they did. And Ultima, I mean, this is more the Ultima that we saw yesterday on Raid Control, right? I mean, this is more the same Ultima that we saw, the decisive Ultima that we saw yesterday on that round in which they were able to take away versus 117 off out.
We'll have to see if the map 1 was just a little bit of a fumble, or maybe Ultima just might not be a hardpoint team. I'm not too sure, but when you're getting operator usage like what we saw from Ultima comparatively to what Lux Eterna were bringing to the table, very stark difference of what we got comparatively to the Hacienda, but a very good moment coming through for Ultima as they were able to win the search and destroy and the control. Now they have the advantage. All they need is 1 more map, and then they have a date with exclusive.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's a nice one, to be honest. I would, if I'm going on a date with exclusive, I'd be ordering the whole damn menu and giving them the bill, because I don't know if I'd have a pleasant experience otherwise. I don't know if Ultima will, or Lux Eterna for that matter, if it is a rematch from yesterday. And you are right, I don't think we should count out Lux Eterna just yet, because what we saw in map number 1 was convincing from them. They looked pretty good, and the way in which they were playing as a team, their teamwork, breaking in towards hard points and then holding them thereafter, especially their operator usage as well. Oh, again, all as a team. It's something that I don't think has necessarily been present for the rest of this series so far. So if they can get that back as we go towards a hardpoint team, hey, maybe they're just a hardpoint team. That's where their strength lies, and they'll send us to a game 5.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about stark comparisons, and the forehead comment of the day from me is the simple fact that Standoff and Hacienda, hey, go figure, it's not the same map. You're not going to be able to find the same amount of value from working all of these routes. It just takes so much time on Standoff to be able to find the same value that we saw out from Lonnie and Skinny on Hacienda comparatively to Standoff. It's going to have to be a lot of brute force coming through from the front. And a lot of pressure you're going to have to deal with Sixa and that R9 shotgun in hand.
Alrighty, well, we go back towards that map number 1 between these two teams. And Luxaturna, again, they did look really good at breaking hard points as a squad. We'll see whether or not the same thing will happen once again here. It is going to be them touching first towards this hill and getting the early lead in this game. See whether or not that will continue to be the case. Sixa now hanging about the outside of this hill with the R9 shotgun. What damage can they do? Bringing around the Rosie around the truck, and we'll actually end up losing that gunfight towards Skinny. But Daytel towards this hill, despite a couple of kills starting to come through from Lonnie. He'll be the player sat inside, soaking up some early time here for Ultimate.
So trying to battle past the statue sign, and this is so alarming for Ultima, just to be able to jostle for map positioning. Luxaturna are getting those back deli spawns, but finally the spawns will subside, favoring that for Ultima. Down towards the bottom left side of the minimap is where they want to try to keep themselves housed. Up top, though, Sixa inside of the hostel might be able to go 1 for 1, but any kills are going to be good just to force all of Luxaturna to spawn further out.
Ultimate resigning themselves towards a rotation here. Again, we go back towards that map number 1 in the series. Luxaturna, stellar at breaking those, so I don't know if a early rotation guarantees you much of anything at all. Zeke already starting to prove that theory once again. Zeke is going to find 3 in a row, and just as quickly as Ultima might well have got the rotation in hand, Luxaturna, they break right back through. Maybe Ultima can find a response here. Six are going to be the player to try and get it done with 3 in a row for him. Player number 4 up top, Skinny might well be weak, but he is ready for that engagement. Luxaturna refusing to give up control of this hard point.
Still trying to keep things contested. Daytel inside the hard point next to step up is able to find 3. And Aomean's right there to make sure that Ultima do not lose control over this next 30 seconds. Luxaturna, do not be surprised. They are still keeping close spawns. They might try to recontest this one more time, but should they get wiped once again, that's going to give a free opportunity for the spawns to flip. Daytel spawns back deli. You have players still contesting the old time, and now you have the rotation to do the boot.
Luxaturna will, at the very least, contest somewhat of that old hill time. As we said, their rotation, once again, going to go in favor of Ultima here. Big gunfight for the last few seconds from Sixa over by Old. But Ultima will be the first team to touch. Do they read those spawns from track to side from Luxaturna? Feels like they have done, but whether or not they'll get the follow-up kills is a different question entirely. Aspect going out towards the balcony to try and deal with that pressure before it goes anywhere near the kill, but Secret's already got past the 50-yard line towards the hard point. He will get shut down by Sixa, so the initial few kills looking pretty good here for Ultima for early control, and now you're starting to see some of that investment coming through as well. War Machine from Sixa, Sparrow coming out from Aspect as well. Aspect long range will take Skinny down, and Ultima, they're dealing well with the siege here for the moment.
You had one player just trying to throw his shoulder through the window, and it was the worst timing in the world for the bolt just to get thrown out of the window, just straight into their chest. Oh, what a good rotation coming here from Ultima inside of Granny's. Going to be able to get the majority of time. 20 seconds are all that remains. I mean, Lonnie's still hanging around the joint, maybe trying to contest for a little bit of time. We'll take down Daytel, so that's 13 seconds that Luxaturna are going to be able to get for themselves. Plus, they do have numbers going over towards the bakery, but Ultima, understanding the homework at required, don't contest the old time, just get over towards the haystacks, get firm control of the bakery, just play for new.
Now we're seeing that investment coming out from Luxaturna as well. Gore momentarily able to get something with the Annihilator. Big kill against Zeke because they were the ones that had War Machine out for Luxaturna there and were doing some early damage. Ultima should be the first to touch off the back of the heroics from the entire team. And this hill is incredibly difficult to break through unless you've got some operators to work with. There are 2 on side from Luxaturna. One of them being the Claw would be nice because you can just bounce those bullets off the wall. The Ricochet is good for Aomean to pick up 1 kill. Now Daytel going to have to bring out his equalizers to get this hill control for Ultima. Lonnie now going to bring out the Annihilator for their side and Mihai for a couple of kills. It is operators galore towards this hard point, and Luxaturna off the back of their usage will break through.
Lonnie's still alive, gets gun though, couldn't find the immediate value with the Annihilator, but it was still pressure nonetheless that Luxaturna had for themselves, but unable to turn that into the back 20 seconds here at the end of P4. Ultima able to get the job done the hard way, even with Mihai finding 2. It's just useless kills because Ultima still have numbers around the hard point, and they're at the triple-digit mark as well. Luxaturna need to have a flip of the script here in the second set. They're all hanging around the hostel, but just because you're indoors, just because you think you're safe, not going to be the case at all. Predator missile Aspect, even with the gunny, going to be able to find himself 3. Lonnie might have been able to find the trade, but now the pressure is flipped. It's Ultima in control.
And what a staggering difference this has been. Compared this hard point to the one that we saw at the very beginning of this series where the hard point scoreline was flipped in Luxaturna's favor. This time around, Ultima have got the better look of not just rotation after rotation after rotation, but also control after the fact. And they look to do it again here on P1. Big performances coming out from Aspect, sat inside the hard point, just sitting, picking a corner. Six is there to trade things out. He will find one. Not going to find any more, though. Lonnie and Zeke going to pick up those gunfights, but Daytel continues to frustrate with the congestion. So Luxaturna here continuing to deal with these players that continue to get through. I mean, if you're Aspect, if you're Amy and you're Sixer, you just pick up a kill, you hug the corners, you take this time away. Your leader's advantage at the moment is everything for Ultimate to try and close out the series.
Yeah, I mean, pick and choose, just don't scam. You got an 80-point advantage over Luxaturna's head. Look at the way that it's forcing Lux just to play the map. I mean, you have to play so far back behind the gas station where you are spawning just to maybe try to get yourself set up. And it's just fish in the water. Sixa gonna pull out a war machine again. Mihai will find two, but Sixa, what more value can you find from the front? Able to go on a 4 spree. Knows that Skinny's up top, will find that trade, but it is floodgates open for Ultimate to again break the hard point. They're back in possession.
Okay, so we're gonna grab your Vortex gun out. What can they deal with it? Not really much of anything at all. That will deplete away. Now Luxaturna have to get it done with their weaponry inside the hardpoint. Lonnie and Secret do find 3 kills. So Ultima batted away here for the moment. This is a big 30 seconds if they can get this time. Aiming off the back of the spawn, though. Not going to be expecting that whatsoever. Aiming will double up. Does that open the door now for Aspect to fight their way through towards this time? Just Skinny left up top to contend with. Skinny with a slide out. Does actually manage to find both Aspect and Sixer in that moment. And will keep that contention going. So it's not 15 seconds going Ultima's way in this situation. Finally now, they have to send everything, including the kitchen sink, towards that scrap time to get it done, but Ultima do get that scrap. And they've got a good look at New as well. Daytel and Aspect already here towards the back line, but ultimately Luxaturna should win those gunfights, and they do.
Pulling operators, though. Secret gonna have the Purifier. He already has the Sparrow out as well. They need this Grandma's Hardpoint to be a full 60, or it might just be Bust but Gore with the Annihilator. Might find 2, but the Purifier at least cleans up 2 more. This is good time for Luxaturna to continuously fight over, and with the spawn out occurring for Lonnie, who also pulls out the Annihilator, you know this hit's coming from the back and shutting down more operators as well. Our Luxaturna soaking up more time.
This is a big hardpoint to keep Luxaturna in this game. This could be a turning point overall, and it's why they're investing so heavily into it. They're finding so much value. Lonnie with 3 with the Annihilator. It's going to keep Ultima at bay. 20 seconds left now. Ultima will give this one last hit around the flank. Secret with the jump up to try and keep more players away from the hard point. Only able to successfully stop one. Daytel, one last little Hail Mary play, and they're going to get shut down. So a big hard point from Luxaturna. They basically get all the time there against Ultima. And now perhaps a big break towards New to follow up. Zeke has already opened up proceedings with the first kill. Can he find any more value? Aiming, going to bring out the claw, and he will just pre-fire through here. This might be a bit of a premature usage of that claw. I think he has to get a little bit more involved with it to actually find some value from it towards the middle of the map. Aspect trying to keep these guys away, and yeah, that claw will deplete before it can be actually, if anything, of value towards Ultima. Daytel desperately tries to fly towards the hardpoint, and Luxaturna, a crucial break here in this game.
Yeah, that claw was the COD Mobile version of just puffing at your chest. It finds absolutely no value, but it does at least allow for the respawners to work their way back in. 3 players strong. A split spawn does occur. Mahi's going to be able to work a little bit of a pinch, and everybody turns around, but it's keeping their head on the swivel. Our Ultima inside the time, trying to keep it contested. Now they find the kills. Now they're soaking up more time.
That smoke is going to allow Luxaturna in for a contest, though. Aspect not going to get much at all with that Sparrow. 1 kill. So all they're going to get. Skinny now with the Gravity Vortex gun is going to be enough zone control to keep Ultima away momentarily. Daytel from up top will only find 1 Skinny for a yet another 2-piece. We're getting vibes of what they were able to do back in game number 1 as Luxaturna now starting to knock at the door of Ultima's lead. They are just 20 points behind and closing as we're going towards the next set of kills, the final set of kills in this game, Andy. Luxaturna really starting to pick up some steam.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, they whittled down the 80-point advantage, now just under 20. Just trying to keep the middle of the map contested, just making sure that they always have a player up inside of the top of Brown. Players for Ultima, not too far away though, but they are losing lives. Comes down to a massive heroic moment for Aspect, because of course it is. Sixa with another war machine is trying to keep these players at bay. Skinny, via the Predator missile, will take them out of said operator, but still numbers on the map here for Ultima.
Ultima, they want to get this time just like they did on the last rotation, but it's going to be a mostly blue kill feed here. Gore and Sixa combined for 3, though. That's going to give Ultima the control that they wanted over this kill momentarily. Mikai finding 1. Gore's still got to fight for this with that kill versus Mikai, and they will find it. Second kill versus Secret will be there, as is going to be the one versus Skinny. So Ultima are winning the crucial engagement on the old hardpoint. They should get that last scrap time as long as they actually have somebody in for it, and finally Daytel goes for it. But perhaps more pertinently, we go over towards the new hill, and Aspect and Sixer are already trying to find their way around the flag. They both get find out here. Luxa Turner looking for all these kills up top now. The next push coming through from Ultima. Oh, they're continuing to send force after force towards this hill. Sixer and Gore gonna find the kills. Sixer finds 3 towards the back line, and Ultima break in for a crucial hard point.
He's more than just a shotgun, pulls out the Type 19. He found so much value with it in the map number 1. Gore's up to 42 kills, Sixer up to 45. Another operator being pulled by Gore, who's been up top since yesterday. On the staircase with the Annihilator, just has to wait to see the nameplates just work their way through the front door, and he will gun them where they stand. There's not enough time for Ultima to close it out here, but they'll put themselves so damn close.
Skinny for a couple of kills here. Lux Turner have no choice but to hit this hill over and over again. They will get close spawns from the gas side, so not exactly having to run a marathon to get there, but still it's so difficult to get in when Ultima are watching all of the different points of entry in the way that they are and win the gunfights for it. Couple of now pushes coming through from Mihai. Next up, can Secret do anything about this time? He's going for the scrap time. Daytel will wrap around the outside of the hard point. Should be good with the team shots from Sixer to maintain that scrap time. But now look at New. Ultima, they've already got a couple of players over here.
Yeah, they sure do. And this is going to be alarming again. The Grandma's hardpoint is very difficult to break, but you still have one player around the back if you are Aomine. Just trying to make mincemeat out of everybody of Lux Eterna. Somehow turns it into 3. Players inside the hardpoint don't stay alive for much longer. It is another war machine from Sixer, who's having a whale of a map number 4.
Yeah, just looking for the last 10 seconds now, and they're going to throw everything at this last hard point. The Predator missile will come down. They now have the knowledge where these players are hitting this hill from Aspect. Going to work off that perfectly for a 2-piece up top. Skinny's actually able to find his way through and utilizes the Gravity Vortex gun for the second kill here. So Lux Eterna, figuratively and quite literally hanging on this game by their fingertips, but the wave of Ultima players will overwhelm Skinny inside that kill. Secret has no choice but to blindly rush it, and Ultima will eliminate Lux Eterna from Season 5 of the Snapdragon Pro Series.
It was so close. It was so promising after the map number 1, and the Search and Destroy comes through, and we're like, okay, you know, it's fine, Tunisia, you didn't get the better side of the map to start things off. You went down, but then it slowly got worse and worse, and as soon as we get into the standoff hardpoint, map number 4, I mean, Ultima, through all the kills that they found in that map number 1, was a very similar taste of what we got in the map number 4. The biggest difference is finding value with it, turning all of these eliminations that they were finding on the map, Brody, into constant map pressure. It just always felt like every single hard point, maybe barring the Grandma's hard point in the map in the second set of hills, that Ultima just had every single power position possible. And then also on top of that, all the operator usage was just so much higher of a level for Ultima compared with Lux Eterna, besides one claw that got popped inside of P4. All of that aside, this is the Ultima team that we expect to see. This is the Ultima team that we saw through Open Finals in a Map 5 loss versus Animus and a Map 5 win versus RM. This is everything you need, plus a bag of chips, because now you have a date with exclusive.
It's really impressive from Ultima in that game. We can go over towards the scoreboard here to show exactly why Ultima were able to win that game. A double 52 performance from Gore and Sixer, with both having over 1 minute inside the hill. And this is another crucial thing as well. I know we kind of tend to gravitate towards the kills, but look at the hardpoint time between all 5 players. There's not a single player there that gets less than 60 seconds inside the hill.
Teamwork does make the dream work, Brody. I mean, not only in the eliminations, but everybody just willing to hop inside the hard point at a moment's notice. This is everything that you need from Ultima, everything that we expected for them that we lacked yesterday, finally here today.
Really, that was a really good back and forth. We had mentioned it heading into that match that obviously players on Ultima are ones that we've seen before in SPS, so we had slightly higher expectations of them. But like you said, Proper, I mean, it looked like it was going to be close in the beginning. Lux Eterna kind of coming out the gate hot. They clearly went back and did some VOD review to clean up their performance here today. So, you know, shout out to Lux Eterna for coming in last minute and doing their best here in the SPS. Well fought battle, but right now it'll be Ultima who is managing to stay alive in that lower bracket. That's just one of the 2 matches they'll have to fight through, though, if they do want that second spot in our challenge season finals, as this was the first of our 2 lower bracket matches. It's now done and dusted. They will move forward, but now they have to face off against exclusive. So it's not like these matchups are getting any easier for them, Brody. They didn't see exclusive yesterday, so it's not a rematch like it would have been if it was Lux Eterna. So this will be a new match we get to see, and it's not going to be an easy one.
Yeah, for sure. Ultima, they will have to brush up just a little bit, although I will say yesterday proved that exclusive are not infallible. They make mistakes in these games. We certainly saw that, especially in the Search and Destroyers yesterday versus 117 Not Found, and even to a certain extent in the Control. So if Ultima can, if they have watched the VOD, which assumedly they have done from yesterday, they should be able to exploit those weaknesses as we get towards this series.
It'll be a fun way to close out the day, as it'll be how we decide or how we find out who our second team in the challenge finals will be, and the last match that we'll see out of our Group A teams. Before we get into that second match of the day, though, we'll send it to a short break, give our players a little bit of time to reset and get prepared to see who claims that final spot. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the Snapdragon Pro Series.
Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Monster Energy, and DHL.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Snapdragon Pro Series, where we are about to head into the final match of today and the last match for Group A to determine which of our teams will claim that second spot in our Challenge Season Finals for EU. It's going to be very exciting, and we just watched as Ultima fought their way through Lux Eterna to get to this next stage of the competition, while Exclusive has been waiting in the wings after being defeated by 117 yesterday. It all boils down to this. Let's start talking about it. We've got Exclusive up first here, Brody. I think that everyone has their eyes on them for this one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you kind of have to, right? Despite what happened yesterday, and it's like I said before the break, right? I think Exclusive yesterday did disappoint, despite the fact that we were going up against a roster that effectively was built to beat them. Still, you look at the mistakes they were making in Search and Destroy, and I think in particular in the control, that's not the same Exclusive that we saw last season that were infallible, especially in the former of those two game modes. So we need to see something a lot more normal out of Exclusive today for them to qualify.
And they're going to be going up against this Ultima roster that we literally just saw being able to win the back three maps, losing the Hacienda Hardpoint to Lux Eterna. Commiserations to them. Look, it takes two to tango, but you got to know how to dance. And I think that Ultima are still being able to find if they have two left feet or whether or not they're going to be able to show up to the ball with exclusive. Again, this is the #1 team in exclusive, losing to 117 not found yesterday in a pretty weird way. I mean, Brody's absolutely right to talk about how abysmal their search and destroy looked in certain moments of time. I think that this Ultima roster might be able to take advantage of that, potentially. But when it comes down to the respawns, I think that it's still going to be exclusive all day. Ultima, we're so close to losing that map number 4, it's not even funny.
We'll also get a chance to take a look at the map picks, see if either team's paying attention to who was doing well on what, and see what they've chosen to compete on here today. We'll be kicking things off with the Hacienda hardpoint here. Brody, look at your face.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm surprised that they got it through, because this is the map that Ultima literally just lost to Lux Eterna, so I'm very surprised that they allowed this one through. Maybe they're just feeling confident on Hacienda, I don't know. I think we've pretty much established at this point that Hacienda is a pick for European COD. Everyone just loves it, apparently. Especially considering we've got the Fire and Rain Search and Destroy in there as well, which is interesting because Exclusive did lose that yesterday, so that is a good pick from Ultima.
I mean, it's hard not to consider that Hacienda is the house for European Call of Duty Mobile, because there's a Shark Tank and we have a European player named Shark, so why not? But Hacienda, I think, is going to be one of those map mode combinations, again, that if you're looking at it from Ultima's perspective, is being able to have a same formula that you did at the latter half of the map #1, because it was a very winnable situation had you not been down by 80 points, surely. But again, the Firing Range Search and Destroy is another one of those map mode combinations, albeit a household map #2 here in Call of Duty Mobile. It might be an advantage when it comes down to some of the very awkward moments that we're seeing from Neil missing some snipes. Not very often that you get that, but if the snipes are on point for Ultima, they might be able to take that map #2 and force that Apocalypse map #4, which honestly might just be pretty good for them.
All right, I like it. I like it. Everybody in chat, let us know your thoughts as well for the last match here today. Which team will be the second one making their way through to our challenge season finals? Will it be exclusive or will it be Ultima? Because this match is ready to go. So Birdie proper, let's find out that second team.
Wouldn't it be wild if Exclusive didn't make it to challenge finals, let alone to the World Championships in October? I mean, that is a hell of a story. We're gonna put that one to the side for now, but imagine that towards the end of this series, that Ultima pull off one of the biggest upsets that we've seen in Snapdragon Pro Series in quite some time.
I mean, you say surely, but I'm just hoping that they hit that VOD session immediately following the loss to 117 not found. It is unacceptable was the word that I used yesterday, and I will reprise that statement again today. To lose not only just one search and destroy, but both of them, especially on the takeoff search and destroy, when you have players like Neil and the sniping prowess that he brings to the table, and the way that they were just throwing away lives as well, it just didn't look like the exclusive that we had in previous seasons, in these household names that we have representing this exclusive brand. Again, you have one advantage going into this entire challenge season so far, is that you are the one team that's stuck together. Your composition, your entire team chemistry should all be there on point and bars above where everybody else is located at. So it is unacceptable to see where the search and destroy is currently at, or just how they're allowing teams to be able to catch them with their pants down. Ultima, though, coming into this Hacienda map #1, to your point, did lose it versus Lux Eterna. It was 250 to 192. Cannot allow an early advantage to come through from their opponents once again.
And you know what's funny is, perhaps more pertinently, is this is probably the best way to ease your way into a series coming from Cold, because Exclusive decimated 117 not found on this very map mode combination yesterday. It was quite easily the highlight of the series for Exclusive in what was otherwise a pretty grim series in which they 82-point clubbed them. So Exclusive, I think it's fair to say, feel pretty confident here on Hacienda. And again, it's been around for quite some time in COD Mobile and the competitive rule set. So I can imagine that's probably why. It has been a good start for Exclusive here on Hacienda, though. For the most part, they do win the vast majority of these opening engagements, and they've got the vast majority of the opening time as well. And that continues to be the case as 3 kills do come through consecutively for Exclusive, but they don't quite have control of P1. And I think at the back of their minds right now, Andy, they're thinking, let's not overinvest into this one. We're going to get those outward spawns that might be able to get for scrap time. Let's focus on P2.
Yeah, that's just P1, right? It's the opening of the hard points. Just make sure that you maintain those driveway spawns and just play around the Lambo head glitch. And well, that's a lot of good kills that come through in Exclusive's name. And now you can get Veer to play on this head glitch over by the water side. Gonna see one player drop inside of said water. If you can chase for that kill, it would be massive, but Gore drops him. Not gonna really mean much of anything. The hill will pop, and Exclusive will maintain control.
Good start from Exclusive. That smoke's going to be really frustrating, though, to deal with. It's going to give Ultima the coverage they want to at least very cross towards the outside. Does Caesar know that these players have jumped up? Well, if he didn't, he most certainly does now. Fortunately enough, Neil is there for the coverage. Exclusive looking pretty good here. And Caesar's going to invest the Predator missile pretty much straight away. I can't imagine that wouldn't find value, and it does. Aspect manages to find two, runs straight past Fear for the contest here. He's not long for this world, though, but Aspect does a lot of damage there to the defensive hold. Opens the door for Ultima here with that spawn for potentially getting in the flank, but as I say it, the dual SMG setup for Aether and Creed, the former of which is joining the lineup for today's match, will make sure that Exclusive holds for a little bit of time there.
I just am very confused off of the Predator missile being called is a good one, but you get the information that Aspect was still hanging around the big window over inside of water. Going 1-for-1 was fine, but the fact that he still turns that into 3 is insane scene. So 50 to 53. Rotation over towards the garden is here. Exclusive will have the rotation. They currently have the garden spawns as well. Pretty good setup, it looks like.
How good. Let's see it battle tested. Exclusive. Early operators being invested here. Fear coverage of the middle of the map. He's going to be pre-firing down low. I'm not too sure entirely why, considering he should have the comm from his teammates that they have those back spawns in effect. That's going to give him less pellets to defend the front of the hard point with, and really not effective whatsoever. What is effective is Caesar, who picks up 3, making it 4 around the front line with the Sparrow. It's going to keep Ultima away from the fences. Creed looking to press the issue too, but despite that play with the Sparrow, it does not give Exclusive full control of the hill just yet.
And I mean, it's going to pop out the claw as well. Just try and keep these players at bay. And Creed with the response with the equalizer will find 2. Gravity Vortex Cannon now invested for Aether. And is only able to find 1 kill in a sea of Ultima kills. Still contested time here at 10 seconds. Just about a dead even game, but something's got to give. You have a 1v1 happening over inside of Lambo for the rotation, of which Veer was able to win it. So the rotation's already 1 here for Exclusive. Pay no mind that Ultima do have an 8-point lead. This P4 is going to get scrappy.
And this is why I love watching Exclusive play hardpoint. Again, they have yet to lose one this season, despite the fact that we've got a very small sample size. You saw the positioning from Fear there. They're always thinking 2 steps ahead of how they need to play these hardpoints. Aether now needs to think about the here and now, though, because he's got some threats to deal with for the moment. Will only find 1 before falling. Trades now starting to come through. Aspect still finding some more value before being shut down from Neil across the way. He will pick up 2. Veer now off the respawn, looking for more. Neil continues to be effective. That's 4 for Neil. The Hunter-Killer drone goes flying out as well. Exclusive, they are challenged momentarily, and Ultima will continue to do so. But these 2 pieces and 3 piece are a problem for Ultima.
Yeah, I mean, we keep talking about, like, you got one player that goes 1-for-1 and you expect the trades to come through, but Exclusive find the initial trade and they just turn that into about a 4-player feed. And here comes the recontest, back 15 seconds here on the first set of hardpoints, and if Ultima are able to capture this, we're gonna have just about a dead even game. Who would have had that? Caesar has 20 kills to their name, 17 for Neil. The slaying is all favorable, that for the boys in blue, but Ultima still keeping this very, very close, just a 1-point game. Back to P1 we go.
I'm going to make a reference to challenges here, which I know not a lot of people in COD Mobile will get, but it feels almost very Wobbabobs in a way, right? If you remember when they would slay out in challenges and not really get much time for it, that feels like the case at the moment for Exclusive, where they are most definitely, it is a deep cut reference, but they're most definitely outslaying Ultima, and they're not really seeing the time for it. It is worth saying, Ultima with their congestion have kept themselves close and have had the lead over Exclusive, and now we're looking towards this P1 hardpoint in which Ultima are doing, well, exactly that once again. They've got the contestant on the other side of the hill. It's going to be Aspect. Now Neil up top looking to do some damage with the claw. Finds all 3 players. A clean wipe for Neil will remove Ultima from the time. A good break from Exclusive. Now can they get the time off the back of that as Neil continues to pick up these kills?
He still had 30 bullets left and was able to go on a little bit of a spree that allows his teammates to be able to recontest all the way through U-Haul and being able to maintain presence around this hard point. 12 seconds to let the fight over. Rotation is what's being looked at for a handful of Ultima players as well, because proponent is going to be Daytel, but I mean, just too much to watch. I was expecting maybe a little bit more of a contest to come through from the Lambo side, get crossed up and pinched in from behind. Now Ultima have the driveway spawns, which isn't always a good thing when Veer has the War Machine.
This is how Exclusive held P2 last time around, but they have to look in a different direction. That War Machine will find 1. Caesar has found a hell of a value earlier on with that Sparrow. We'll find yet another 2, but Ultima have operators too. 6 will momentarily be able to find some value with his. Now Aether next up to bat with the Gravity Vortex gun. Again, that thing is a incredible weapon to zone players away from the kill. It isn't actually going to find any kills, but it will be an annoyance for Ultima as they continue to try and hit this hill over and over again. Neil pushed out will find 1 kill towards the rock side, but the threat is now knocking looking here. Aemin's managed to jump up towards the hard point, but Veer will deal with him. This has been a heavy investment from Exclusive on pretty much every single operator that they had ready to go. They've used it on this hard point to try and obtain a lead over Ultima. And if that's been the goal, Andy, they've done exactly that.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, 156 and counting up. You might have another player that might try to contest for about 7 seconds, but look at Ultima's spawns all the way on the other side of the map. That's because when Afer spawned up in their current life, actually just cut all the way through mid-map and got inside of the office building. Now, Ultima are going to be aware of this. Big 1v1 for Afer. Daytel will win that gunfight. And now it's a big old scrimmage happening over on the top right-hand side of the mini-map for these spawns, which Exclusive currently have in their name, but Ultima have possession of the hill.
Here we go. Big hard point for Ultima, sat inside. Players contesting this one. Exclusive trying to make their way up from the patio side. Daytel going to get overwhelmed. There's still players hanging around the hard point, and of course you've got those close spawns for Ultima. And as Sixer and Gore will combine for 3, there is a bit of a resistance from Exclusive, but Ultima are doing well. Going to see Amin investing the claw now to try and keep these guys at bay, as we see Gore with the Annihilator too. Ultima are making sure now that they do hold on towards this time, but now Creed flying towards the hill has already picked up a couple of kills. Neil alongside them. Aspect using the contest spot. He should be swiftly dealt with by the rest of the team, despite the fact that Amin not only will find 2, but will find a 3rd as well. So trades in favor of Ultima here. That was a big hard point for them to keep themselves competitive with Exclusive, and that's why you saw the investment that you did in that hard point.
Yeah, I mean, it's about to be 154 to 169, and Exclusive off of being able to get closer to a full 60 on P2. Ultima bring this right back from all the investment that Exclusive had going back inside of P2. Did not have the response for Ultima's operators there during P3. Now back over towards the big rock here on the water side. 3 in the feed, favoring that of Ultima. Veer has to pop the War Machine, needs to find value with it. Any damage is going to be good to open up the floodgates for his teammates, but no. Aomin with the Hunter Killer Drone will take him out of the operator. It is no value to be found. Ultima flip the lead once again.
Ultima now in control of this game, now in control of this hard point. Daytel, time to invest those equalizers as well. Daytel firing on all cylinders at the moment, looking for more, flying out towards the middle of the map here. It's a problem for Exclusive. They can't afford to give up this time. They're going to go for this one. Keeping on player number 1, excuse me. Coming off the spawn, that was Neil, who does get very quickly shut down here towards the hard point. It's a Sparrow on Sparrow battle. Caesar going to lose it against Aspect, and Daytel going to bring the Predator missile down, but Veer comes through for 3. And despite that investment from Ultima, Veer should have just acquired the last few seconds here. There's going to have to be a little bit more of an investment from Exclusive on towards this time. And Neil is that once again, finding 3. Exclusive behind Ultimate here as we get in the 3rd and final set. But it feels like so many of these explosive plays, again, have not contributed to Exclusive with the lead.
No, it really hasn't. I mean, look at Caesar's up to 38 kills, 35 for Neil, and 26 for Veer. You would think that that would maybe amount to about a 100-point lead, but it's Ultima who are at the double century mark first, 202 to 179. Exclusive are forced to try to contest P1 while maintaining presence in the upper hallways for the rotation over towards New, but still so much time to fight over here at the first hill.
Just a lot of time. The smokes are going to, again, obfuscate things just a little bit. Exclusive down 20 points. Those 3 kills should give them an opportunity to get in towards the time. This one player being a real annoyance down low, and Daytel is playing his life so perfectly. Will fly out towards the hard point in a desperation play to stop Exclusive from garnering that scrap time. Not able to do so. And as we hit the 15-second mark on P1, you start to question how much more you want to invest in this one, how much more instead you want to keep your eyes on the rotation towards P2. The smokes are going to be a big reason why they're able to contest for a couple of seconds of time. But Exclusive now looking to win some gunfights as we move over towards P2.
You got a player that spawns actually right in front of Veer there over by the driveway side. Probably going to be aware of that in a gunfight is Aspect, but it's all the kills coming up in blue for Exclusive inside of P2. It's Creed with the equalizer again inside of a money hill that is P2, and now the spawns have flipped, and again Ultima have to do the damn near impossible, and that's just march their way up through driveway.
I mean, smokes. So frustrating to look at, I imagine, for the players in the middle of all of it. Exclusive will win the engagements regardless. I mean, big investment from them. Veer on the other side with the War Machine, trying to catch these guys off spawn. Not going to be as effective as he would like. And Aether's now going to be forced out of the hard point to wait patiently while the rest of his team make their way through the front. And Aether will be able to strike on towards one at the very least, but no more than that towards the front of the hill, though. Exclusive are able to win the gunfights required. Exclusive looking for a valuable 20 seconds here. Shots through the smoke will be able to find 1, but no more, as Daytel from the side finds a double that should garner that scrap time for Ultima. But now look at the rotation. Aspect has so much to do here.
It's still good information, though, that you still had 3 players from Exclusive's POV out of Ultima that were still trying to hit for the old time. Heal from this current respawn was able to already rotate over here towards the fences. Now the spawns will flip. You got players spawning in for Garden here at Exclusive's favor. Gore's gonna have to pop out the Annihilator just to try to get an early contest. 227 to 229. It's about to be a photo finish.
Kills coming through from Exclusive. As you said, expecting absolute mania on this hill. The reach should be good from Exclusive, though. The Ultima is spawning out towards that fences side. Exclusive now having to contest this time. Do not be surprised if the finish does not come here on this hill. 232 to 233. Ultima fighting tooth and nail towards this hill. Neil's going to find a double Creed with number 3 aiming, trying to play the life, as is Sixer towards the time. The former goes down. There goes the latter as well. Again, close spawns for Ulta means they're going to have to hit this over and over and over again. Daytel finds a couple of kills. Aether being annoyed. As is Caesar, they're going to go down. Ultima could still finish here on this hill. Still, contesting is going to be Creed. Nade's going to take Creed out of the equation. Ultima can still finish things here. Got to contest this if you're Exclusive in the moment. They're looking for it. The Gravity Vortex gun actually going to be invested out of Aether in the play. It will stop Ultima from winning things here, but look at the minimap. Ultima already on new.
You have to contest towards old, and you also have to rotate towards new. There's only 5 seconds until that hole is popped, and nobody's inside of the upper halls. You got to brute force your way through the water steps, and good luck, have fun for Exclusive to get past the firing line of Ultima.
Gotta do it now. Player through the middle map's gonna get shut down. Caesar no choice but to run for a contest. They're gonna go individually in the moment. The smoke gives Creed a little bit more time to survive, but no more than that. Ultima able to close out an incredibly close Hacienda hardpoint in the end.
I mean, when we look at this scoreboard, I'm not going to do the quick maths, but all I'm going to tell you is that the slaying was that much more favorable on one side compared to the other, and that is, in fact, on the losing side. These highlights will be a damn near Caesar highlight reel. There came to a point when P2 popped in the second set, Brody. He was already up to 30 kills, but the scoreline was only a 14-point advantage for Exclusive. It's just insane to try to quantify the amount of kills that Exclusive was finding that didn't mean anything because Ultima's breaks were that much better. You go over towards P2 and we're like, all right, Exclusive had the operators pop. They were able to get about a full 60 on P2. They had the advantage, and Ultima said, that's fine, hold my apple juice, because we have just as many operators for P3, and they answered back in kind. It always felt like that Ultima were out, but surely never fully out of the game, just able to work their way back in, keep hard points contested, not to mention how they were able to flip spawns in their favor. And just look at this scoreboard.
Yeah.
I mean, this is egregious. 47, 46, and 40 kills for Neil, Caesar, and Creed, respectfully. But on the other side for Ultima, like, they were finding kills for sure, but everybody finishes negative and they won? What?
That's like a what? Quick maths plus 30 kill, more or less advantage over Ultima to have if you're Exclusive. And again, my maths is terrible, so, you know, don't count on me in this situation, but still, about a plus 30 or so kill advantage. That's really bad. That's really poor. And I think it's disappointing only because of the fact that Exclusive did so well yesterday in the hard points, right? I mean, that was a big thing that I was kind of considering coming into this. Is just like, right, the search and destroys were not great. The control was also not great. There were moments where on both of those they could arguably won if they would have made a couple of changes in the way in which they were playing them. But the hard points were pretty perfect, to be honest with you. I mean, they outplayed on Hackney Yard hardpoint when required. We go back towards that one versus 117 not found, and they had a couple of key rotations in which they were able to win. They understood the rotations they needed to make sure they closed out that game. The Hacienda, I mean, comparatively to what we just saw, was a total blowout. I mean, it didn't even look like 117 not found had their hands on the phones. I just Exclusive just looked like a totally different roster there on that Hacienda hardpoint, and it raises a lot of questions as Ultima hand them their first loss in hardpoint this season. Again, small sample size, so it doesn't really mean that much, but still, in towards the firing range search and destroy. We also saw Exclusive on this yesterday, and they lost it versus 117 not found, and this was partially why, because they allowed their opposition to get in towards the site just like this.
Sharper player number 3, though, Creed, gets caught with a sprint. Would have been a big flank to have for themselves. And you got to almost be thinking when you're going to get Sixa, might have an R9 shotgun, which was a big issue for Exclusive yesterday, going up against Grizz, but not going to be the case this time around. The dust has been settled, 2v3. Defense have the numbers.
I don't know if Ultima needed to be as aggressive as they did there. They had control of the site. You don't need to peek out for those kills afterwards. It's a nice to have, not a need to have, and I think they got the two confused there towards the end of that push. So now, going to have to be a rotation. The dicey play, but they have been relatively fast in doing it. Every time I see players do this, it makes me think of Metal Gear Solid so much. I mean, Chandlin is in a snake. He's going to try and get that bomb down. But again, Ultimate, they're dealing with players in a variety of different positions.
Hunting wabbits. Don't want to be too loud. Got to be extra sneaky. 37 seconds remaining on the clock here, Brody. And again, they're trying to work for maybe a pick. They're expecting somebody to be watching this angle, but unbeknownst to Ultima, not a single player for exclusive is near the B bomb site.
Yeah, I will say I am surprised by how Storm exclusive have been here on the defense to not move. I mean, they check at the perfect time. I've got to give Neil some credit here because he is checking at the absolute perfect time. But aiming with the bomb plant stretch, it's going to be outside the purview of Neil. Question for me becomes, how fast does exclusive hit this, and do they time it correctly? You have to. Can't afford to go one by one and gift this away to the last couple of players, and Neil's going to do exactly that with Peak versus Aspect. For the first engagement is huge. Now Aiming, waiting patiently for the strike. It's not going to happen. Aif is going to get the headshot kill. And you know where Aspect is from that kill against Neil, so you're just looking for the final hunt here. The shot is good against Fear, but not enough for the kill. Fear's just going to take some bullets through the boxes, and that is a retake from exclusive, as it should be with the numbers.
It's a frustrating hit marker to get if you are Aspect on the back of the boxes, just looking at the B bomb site, and that was a 2v3 that was very winnable. Should you even go 1-for-1 or Aomin going up against the tire lane, but not going to be the case at all. Very winnable situation for Ultima. Again, they got full possession over by the A bomb side, but little eager Beaver just to overextend and lose a couple lives. Here come the nades over the top at A. Going to get that trailer control if you are exclusive. Looking to deny this A bomb push again.
There we go.
There he is.
Yep. There it is. Making his appearance. He's doing a book signing in there, I think. Ultimate going to get this bomb down. What does the retake look like from exclusive? Looking pretty good so far. Triple kill coming through from exclusive. Going to leave Creed and Aether left up here in the 2 versus 2. Aether's going to go down, though. There goes Creed in from behind. Aspect with the most acute of angles manages to pick up both of those kills.
Yeah. I mean, he was all the way over by bathrooms, just slowly rolls his way closer towards wood and is able to get that angle through the doorway. Knew that players were trapped inside of trailer from Six's death, so 1-for-1 we go. It's another quick hit over towards A. All 10 players are here, Brody.
There we go. Gunfights overwhelmingly being won by Ultima in this situation as well. Exclusive no choice but to egregiously challenge all of these gunfights. Neil does not have a chance. And that is venomous from Ultima fast to get on towards the site.
Don't like that adaptation at all. I mean, the nades are fine, but you're trying to contest inside of trailer against Sixa with that R9 shotgun with a couple of SMGs, maybe trying to get the overwatch there from American to watch inside of wood. It's just not a good look, is it? As Ultima are able to win back 2 in a row, and this time just forcing their way through jungle. They want this B bomb.
They're opening things up. Trade from Door on towards Fear. Gore's going to find more value as well. Aspect going to run out of bullets. Fortunately enough, has help from Daytel towards that cut. Exclusive now left short-handed on this retake. Neil will find one on the cross, and that's the bomb planter as well. So that's going to make things awkward for Ultima.
Just gonna immediately slide across and back again for Afer. I mean, surely Daytel just... Or surely Afer just saw all that happen as Daytel just jumped back across. Yeah, surely the case. So Neil's gonna sprint his way back over towards the A bomb site just to make sure that this push gets denied. He's got a sniper, though. Needs to have a huge moment here. Pops up. There's the first. Didn't see the second to his right, so he will be traded 1v1.
I don't really know if Aspect knows where Aether's going to be coming from in this situation. Aspect making a slow route, and I think too slow. Aether might have actually just seen him through the wood. He's certainly on the hunt as if he knows where he needs to be looking here, and if he hadn't seen him before, he most certainly just did then. Aether, still slow, is not sprinting towards his site. He won't stop the plant, but he might be able to get the exit frag as Aspect tries to get away and does not. I thought for a second there that he might be able to, but you're not escaping Aether's grasp.
No, just wonderfully played there. Just making sure that he can at least play the angle, being able to throw a shoulder, getting a couple shots out, and then chases for the kill there to be able to force out the 2v2. And I thought for a moment there, the way that Ultima were kind of playing around the B bomb side, that they would have continued to get aggressive all the way past tires, but they hesitate ever so slightly. That's the information that Exclusive needed by not getting any information over towards A, just to rotate in kind. This time around, full aggression back over towards B. Will they hesitate once again?
All utility over the top here. Amy drawing that first blood aspect, looking to slide out towards the bomb. He will do, but it's going to be trades galore here. Pinstripe kill feed until Daytel is able to follow up Gore's kill. It's going to leave Neil left alive here. 1 versus 3. See if he can be a little bit more accurate today with that sniper. Not going to swing wide to stop the bomb plant. Instead, is looking for some exit frags, and that, I mean, it's a whiff and a half. That one isn't, though. Woo! Good start from Neil on the 1 versus 3.
30 seconds? He wants to try to opt in for a full wrap? I mean, this is risky business, but the amount of time he's still thinking that somebody's going to be top third, everybody is still lurking around over by the B bomb site. He's going to try to go for a fake, maybe.
Oh!
Slide forward, almost able to get the hip fire, legs him, but in a very unwinnable situation, if you are Ultima, you played that pristine. You knew who was last alive on Neil, especially losing your comrade over by the back of B bomb. Just don't chow him. Just play in a corner, play in a tradable position for your teammate. Ultima now have a 1-round lead.
Last offense for Ultimate. Can they find any more? Once again, they've managed to successfully get onto the site, and Sixer follows up that success with a kill as well. Does that nade land on towards Neil and take him out of the play? No, it does not. Attempted retake for the middle of the map goes Arias. Gore picks up Neil. Exclusive here will find the kill. So bring this down to a 3 versus 3. Bomb going to be down. Individual 1v1s going down across the map. That is the first lost by Aether. Towards the bathrooms. Creed is going to win his. So now the 2 versus 2.
This overs the SMG, able to get the job done. Creed going to get gunned by Sixa. A 1v2 for Veer. And he's got the Tundra to try to get this job done. He's just going to get crossed up by Aomin inside a trailer. And it's a stellar offensive half coming through from Ultima. And it's much like how we were talking about there in their matchup versus Luxotera on Tunisia. Aggression is a good look for them. Their trades even better, just completely belittling Exclusive with their numbers. A 2-round lead here on defense, just 3 more required to take a 2-0 lead.
Alrighty, let's see if Exclusive can be just as venomous on their offense. Galactic seem to be successful in getting the bomb down over by A. A bit of a change in strategy to what we saw from Ultimate. Good follow-up from Neil as well with a couple of kills. That smoke gives them full control of the site. Neil is going to find a third in this round. Undoubtedly, the MVP of that round is Exclusive blast their way on towards the site.
Yeah, and the biggest difference in between Ultima comparatively to Exclusive on the aggression over towards A is that Ultima hesitated to try to get that bomb planted. Exclusive got full control of the A bomb site, and before a player even fully cleared inside of the trailer, they got that rock down. Win conditions set immediately. And this time they're going to slow up the pace ever so slightly. Ultima are going to get a couple nades over towards A, but they're going to lose some lives along the way.
I was going to say numbers not there for Ultima, but they are going to bring this down to a 3 versus 3 again. Same kind of situation as we saw Exclusive in before, but it is flipped. Ultima looking to retake through the middle of the map here. They're getting up close and personal with a pistol, and that's unfortunate timing for him. Did not expect the players to be already in towards the caravan. Now Exclusive have been bullied out of the site. Ultima looking to overwhelm here. No sniper rifles, going to have to get this done with the ARs, and well, Sixer does go down, but the trade is good from Amin, and you've spotted out Creed too. You know where he's scalpered to, and you're just looking to pressurize, and Creed will actually pick up the first kill, and somehow finds the second. How has that happened?
That should have been a very easy trade. I don't think that the first player found any, if at all, damage on the Creed, that he just gets an immediate transfer onto the second player who was almost lined up. I mean, hey, they're test dummies over there. It's the firing range for a reason. Creed showcasing exactly that. First 2 offensive rounds go in favor of Exclusive, where Ultima should have been able to get that retake in kind. Neil, Veer, able to find the first 2 kills on this round. Looking like a lead swap.
Yeah, these first 2 rounds have been so successful for Exclusive on the offense, and I love this change of pace as well. They get the first 2 kills, I think, all right, time to just fly straight towards A. There's not really much that Amin and Gore can do about this one. Amin can't do anything anymore. Gore 1v5. Let's see it. Up close and personal. Yeah, okay, all right, well, look. You know what? Sometimes you just got to channel your inner Neil. Sorry.
Let it go, man.
I shouldn't be saying that. Neil's been shooting this, man. He's got 11 kills. This guy's been on one.
Yeah, let it go, dude. It was yesterday. It's Friday now, man. 2 more rounds for Exclusive to be able to tie up this series. Nades over the top. It's going to be a solo push. Luckily enough, you had a trophy system there for Caesar. Otherwise, he and Veer would have been bombarded with nades through jungle. This is going to cause a lot of questions for Ultima on where these players are located at. And just when Daytel thought that throwing a shoulder was going to be a good idea, he gets sniped inside a trailer. Exclusive have the numbers on offense once more.
Caesar, I think it has just spotted out. Aspect towards that top tin side, but not enough for the kill just yet. And I do like this from Exclusive. They've got a bit of time to burn on the clock here. There's no real reason to get over aggressive. You have the advantage, all the options in this situation. Seem to be focusing on A, but now that rotation over by B is going to happen. And all of this now comes down to Sixer towards B. A lot to do.
He's got a pumpy.
He's got the R9. The best weapon you could possibly ask for the situation. Creed is ready for the slide chow. And I don't know if he's going to do it here. This is the longest 1 versus 1 where neither player has any idea the other is there. And there it is. The slide chow from Creed whips Sixer head off clean.
Deer in headlights type situation. You blinked and the slide chow comes through. Creed does get traded though. And the rotation comes through. They thought it was going to be over towards B, but Neil takes down Aomin, kill number 13 for them. That A-bomb site is vacated. Gore, 1v4, bomb planted, finds the first. And you can look at the arrows on the mini-map. Of an Exclusive, we're not going to give them too many isolated gunfights, right? Oh, didn't see him. All right, okay. Woo! 1 round away, our Exclusive. They have been flawless on this half so far. Is that going to be a continuation, or Ultima going to have a response for this? And I love this call from Exclusive. Again, it was the trailer that was going to be the biggest issue for them. Now they know that Six is going to be lurking over towards B. He's headed back to that same exact position. Veer's headed down towards jungle again via the trophy system. Is only going to see 1 nade come over the top slightly, while the rest of the teammates for Exclusive are belittling trailer with bullets.
Ultima just tailed up here. We do have 1 player pushed all the way through, and that's going to be Daytel. So if anyone's going to catch Exclusive off guard, it's going to be them. But what I don't want to see is Ultima losing a blood elsewhere and Daytel overreacting to it. It's definitely not going to happen now, as Gore's going to draw first blood. Exclusive 1 man down. How do you deal with this? Oh, like that.
You have no information inside a trailer, though. Caesar might be able to take down Gore, but if you still want to push over towards A, you need the information inside a trailer. Caesar gets the info on at least 1 top third. But they don't like the lack of information that they've been able to acquire inside a trailer. They might think that Six is still playing inside a trailer, but he's still lurking around B. We're down to sub 60 seconds, and Exclusive need to start thinking about which bomb site they really want to go for. Oh boy, here we go again.
I was just thinking the exact same thing. It's a bit of a different arena, I guess, because Neil's the player on the other side of the engagement, but I think Exclusive just going to back off this time around instead, putting a little bit more effort in towards the A hit. Aomin doesn't want that. We'll take Caesar away from the site, and now they might be thinking about that. Sixer has responded. Sixer's getting aggressive here through wood. Neil's not going to respect this whatsoever. Neither Zayfer, and neither is Creed, but Creed wins the fight regardless. Might be too little too late. Sixer might have just made the play of the round.
V3. Never really want to count Creed out of it, but the angle is just not favorable for the Fennec, and yeah, tries to challenge over towards Tires. Aspect was holding it since yesterday. Got to be able to finally win a defensive round for Ultima. Was looking so tired for Exclusive, who were able to win themselves 4 in a row. No easy feat, to say the least. But finally, a little bit of breath comes through from Ultima. 1 more round. They're going to be able to force out a overtime type situation. Comes the stuns, the nades right over the top. It's actually a smoke that gets yeeted from Sixer, who's just lurking inside of Tin. Gonna get away with his life for now.
Oh, that nade over the top is so damning. Too Exclusive. Now they have got Creed through towards site. As Veer picks up Daytel, there is a real chance that Exclusive will be able to bash their way in towards B, but Creed being taken out of the equation makes things more difficult. It is still, technically speaking, a 2 versus 2 on site. Exclusive still do want this. As Gore goes down, they might now be convinced they can do it.
Look at Neil. He's ROE past American. Aomin wasn't watching it at all. It's a 3v3 and Neil has the...
Oh, no.
They think that they have the A-bomb completely vacated, but nobody cleared inside a trailer. Veer with the bomb is quickly trying to come help out his teammate, but Aomin can't get it done. Oh, there's spaghetti all over the floor.
Oh, Neil does go down. 2 versus 2. Caesar getting cut short as well. Now you know where the last remaining player is. It's Veer. That bomb will go down, regardless of how Ultima feel about it. Please, for the love of God, Ultima, you're in a 2 versus 1. Do not play this individually. There is no reason to get aggressive. There is no reason to ego chow. Veer has options here between the Fennec and the Tundra. These guys have to hit this together. You cannot afford to get peace so easily. Veer is just going to look for the crack through the door, and the overchow comes through from Sixer. Veer takes that kill all day long, and now Aspect's just going to jump on the defuse. There is the fake coming through. Veer's not falling for it just yet. Stun check from Veer. It's going to be the nade on towards Veer. Aspect going to go for the defuse, and they will get it. Ultima able to force overtime here, but goodness gracious me, they almost chuckled that 2 versus 1.
Yeah, they sure did. I mean, in Veer, unfortunate that the player he's going up against had at least one last little bit of utility to keep him out from that doorway. So going to be able to go for the full wrap around of trailer. We go again. Ultima back on the offense for the first round of OT.
Already it started aggressive. Aether with that first blood. Ultima to have all 4 players over towards B, so this has to be a commit, you have to imagine. The longer you take with it, though, the more likely Exclusive are to bolster their forces on the defense. Calm for the moment, as Ultima look to try and trade things out.
Amy was thinking about going for the solid snake play. There's just going to be nades thrown in here all together. Nade should actually bounce. He's going to get Creed 1 shot, but it picks up Six's R9 shotgun. It's going to be good enough for the kill, 3v3.
I was very concerned for a second that kill will not come through for Ultimate. Creed almost managed to make the great escape, but no. As you said, 3 versus 3 now. Ultima have options. Exclusive have fully committed to this defense of the site. They wouldn't be aware if a rotation away from site happens, and that seems to be the ace up their sleeve, as it were. Daytail through the middle of the map. It's being watched, though, by Caesar, who takes his cursor away at the wrong time, and Daytail's going to take advantage of that with that kill. Now, again, even more distracted are Exclusive on this defense, and Ultima are just going to swing that bomb away towards A, maybe? I think they're still thinking about it.
They have the information on where the last 2 players are located at. It's Neil and Veer. You know they both have snipers. So just don't scam. Veer goes for the jump chow. Gore's watching tires. If there's any person you wanted a 1v3 with a Tundra, well, at least you're happy it's Neil with 15 kills to their name. Are they going to give them isolated 1v1s? The suggestion for the post plant, not very likely. Warning shots over to the back of the B bomb site. Neil should be dead to rights here.
And never count Neil out. That's the thing. Maybe we can count Mount. And his first shot does not connect.
Don't double back on it. You were just harping on the guy a few rounds ago.
Yeah. Well, look, he's having a hell of a search and destroy here, and I think that's par for the course again. Firing range is basically built for sniper rifles, and it's certainly built for Neil with it. But still, not going to be able to pull off a 1 versus 3 there. So Ultimate take the advantage here in overtime. Now on the defense, our Ultimate Exclusive. Looking to full spend towards A. Keeping eye on player number 2 for Ultima. That's 6. They're looking to go all the way in from behind. The read is good from Exclusive, though. Neil should be able to take that player down while Vera finds 2 on site. And Sixer might have just made the perfect wrap through the middle of the map. He doesn't cross, though, surely.
He did. Neil saw him. He got inside a wood. Neil missed the shot. Bomb's going to be planted, and Neil's going to take down Sixer. Daytail last alive. Can't get the job done. That was strange. That was so weird. I mean, Sixer all off the information. He's like, I'm just going to do it again. I'm just going to wrap all the way through jungle. Neil throws a shot. Doesn't even connect with him. And Six is still able to get inside a wood, but luckily enough, Exclusive had the numbers to be able to convert the round. Another set of rounds.
Alrighty. Further into overtime we go. Bomb fake planted to try and draw these players out in towards site. Now the plant is actually committed as Daytail finds Caesar. So 5 versus 3. Numbers most certainly not there for Exclusive here. Exclusive will have no choice but to try and prioritize retaking Caravan. The trade just not looking good for them. Aether left alive and not for a long. Ultima fast on towards the site. They get that round done.
I know it feels like 3 years ago, but that's exactly what Ultima were missing in their round one offense, just trying to get over towards A quickly. This time they don't hesitate. They get the bomb planted, and they were able to get players inside a trailer. And Exclusive for the retake really wanted to try to get trailer back, but it was being crossfired by snipers, and Daytel was able to slide back out for the final elimination. Exclusive need to answer back with an offense here to stay alive in the map number 2. Do not want to go down 0-2. They're playing this one very respectfully. Sixa is the only defender over towards the B bomb site. There's no information on the map whatsoever for Exclusive. Gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way.
Slow up hit, significantly so. Nobody wants to make that first move. Exclusive most certainly do not. They do not want to be 2-0 down to Ultima in this series. First sweeps are more difficult than a lot of people might like to imagine. Can't afford to make any silly errors here. And it's the same kind of positioning that we've seen from Ultima time and time again, right? I mean, you've got Sixa in that position over by B, watching the cross. You've got Aspect up top and Tint. Everyone is playing their roles to perfection for Ultima.
And Afer is expecting for Sixa to push through because he's done it the past 2 defensive rounds. It's not going to be the case at all. Again, Sixa has a shotgun. And any shoulder that he might throw, we'll see Afer. Veer, well-cooked nade, medium rare. Gonna be able to take down Aomin. That's the first, that's the call to try to get inside of one of these bomb sites, but Sixa, laying prone, takes down Afer. Numbers have flipped, but it's back to a 3v3, even Stevens.
I think Daytel have actually maybe held his trigger there for a couple of seconds to make sure he picked up 1 kill and tried to get a second, but wasn't able to do it. Now on the flank, Sixa. Does he get read by Veer? He does, but it doesn't matter because Sixa is going to win the engagement. And now towards the site, you've got these guys boxed in. Creed and Caesar, the duo. Looking to pull off a 2 versus 3. Aspect is waiting for that cardboard cutter to go away. Creed with the read for the first kill. Now the 1v1 after Sixa goes down. Gore's going to find the kills with a pistol to win the overtime search and destroy.
Oh, no. I mean, when Afer made that push all the way through jungle, he was isolated. Sixa, patient as ever, was able to find kill number 13 by picking up Afer's Fennec and then pinches it through showers. I mean, you knew that flank was going to be coming. You had the cross in the angle and everything. You're playing close quarters. It was either going to be an R9 shotgun or the Fennec. Both close range gunfights, and that is so favorable for Sixa, who played that search and destroy so well. Barring the heroics from Neil, barring a very, very close round and clutch situation for Veer, Ultima will not be denied. They had a 4-2 half. Exclusive then win 4 rounds on the offense, and it was looking quite good for them to be able to close it out there in a 7-4 fashion. But then Ultima just changed some of their defense, and they adapt accordingly, being able to get SMGs inside a trailer, being able to get Sixa to play off the information that their teammates were getting over by that A bomb site to work that flank. It was a continuation there in that final round for them to be able to get the 9th required to take a 2-0 lead over Exclusive. And if you had told me before we came into this series that this was going to be the scoreboard after map number 2 and the score line going into a map number 3, I'd call you a crazy person.
I can't believe it. I mean, and just looking towards that second set, right? I mean, Exclusive started so strong. I felt convinced that Exclusive, I think it was, what, 3 to 4 rounds, they were able to chain together back-to-back on the offense. I thought, you know what, maybe this is it. Maybe Exclusive had done it. They've managed to tie the series up at 1-1, and Ultima, they just dig deep. They start to adapt when required. Everyone plays their part to perfection. Are able to shut down Exclusive in that search and destroy. A phenomenal effort in overtime. And that's back-to-back days now where we've seen Exclusive lose out on fire range search and destroys. Possibly the worst time to do it, because it's worth saying that your road to challenge finals is not the only thing on the line here. It's the road to the World Championships. Again, going back to what I teed up at the start of the series, imagine a world in which Exclusive, a team that for the most part have, again, kept the same roster from last season, the only team to do it from Season 4 to Season 5 in Europe, aren't at World Championships.
The 2 times that I've casted World Championships, Brody, Raleigh and in Atlanta, Exclusive were there. It's such a weird situation to even try to fathom in my small pea of a brain that this is potentially going to be an option that Exclusive might not even be there. It has to be a reverse sweep. And what's even more alarming is now we're going into a raid control, which has historically been their worst game mode. They lost the raid control yesterday to 117 not found. Yep. And it's not a good look if you are a fan of exclusive. That camp has to be all sorts of disarray.
And you talk about it being, historically speaking, their worst game mode. I believe, and I don't have it up right now, I could probably check from last season, but I believe this was their weakest control last season as well. You know, I think standoff was their best control, if I remember correctly. Again, I could probably check that right now. This is the wonders of working remote, is that you can see all the stuff, all the stats at home. So I could check it. I probably will do in a second. But yeah, I believe raid was their weakest control. And that being said, we do go back towards that control on raid they said yesterday. And ultimately, I do feel pretty strongly that exclusive should have won it. And I think it comes back to that conversation point of, and this is something I always criticize teams for in COD Mobile, is that teams don't seem to be able to tell when is the right time to use operators. Yesterday, there was a round number 4 in which exclusive started the round with an advantage in lives, had 4 operators on the go comparative. I think it was maybe to 0 or 1 for Ultima, and they just didn't use them to close out the control. Honestly, if they would have used them, they would have probably won the series. So regardless, that's a lot of them. They're going to watch that VOD and have changed their strategy somewhat. They have to win this raid control. Otherwise, exclusive will not be at champs.
Just call it what it is, man. Exclusive, just you can't afford to scam again. This opening break-off is so good for Ultima, though. They've only lost 2 lives along the way and have completely wiped exclusive off the map. Neil dies twice. And that B zone is looking pretty darn juicy. You got one player that's actually on the flank, gets dealt with, but even more so than that, that third segment looking to get locked. Brody, how do you feel about 2 minutes on the board?
I mean,
never mind. All right.
I was going to say, I'm feeling pretty happy, you know, 2 minutes of this. Ultima starting strong like this. I love to see it. They are starting strong, and they will surely get that 2 minutes now, despite the couple of kills coming through. They were over by A, so B is about to go silently. There is that 2 minutes on the board now. A small life advantage to speak of from Ultima over exclusive. And what's really going to tell how the rest of this round is going to go is what the follow-up kills look like through Laundry, through Kitching, and those gunfights, for the most part, overwhelmingly, are going in favor of Ultima. Finally, a little bit of resistance from exclusive, but again, you've now got a 5 life advantage for Ultima.
Started off hot. Looking to continue on with those 6 try to clearing inside a Kitchen. Gets gunned. You saw players around the flank, though, with your Ultima all the way past jungle in a single file fashion is actually working out, because Aspect is watching this very long angle towards the wheelbarrow with the sniper rifle, but trades are still bountiful. Exclusive still trail by 5 lives, but they do have really good map positioning.
Yeah, you can see Ultima just trying to set up a spawn trap here. They know the win condition for this offense is to do it by lives. Kills around the front, though, good for exclusive, and there we go. That life advantage decimated in front of our very eyes. Now just down to 2, and Ultima back to square 1 here. Back towards the bedroom side. Fortunately enough, nobody from exclusive is towards bedroom, so they'll get the close spawns towards the pool. But now they have to get the kills, and they can't get it done. Neil and Via open up proceedings with the first couple. Daytel forced towards open steps, and now exclusive looking to force the issue. My, oh my, what a turnaround this has been.
You had Aspect +1 trying to work that spawn trap that you were talking about, but they push all the way past jungle, past the rocks, and Afer actually spawns back Laundry and takes down both of them. That's the green light for the teammates of exclusive to push all the way past the pool side. 40 seconds remains. 8v6, and exclusive have all map control.
Man, Ultima losing this. Not the way they wanted to start the raid control. There's a couple of kills coming through. 6 is now going to be out of the round. Daytel tries to slide on through, and they go as well. Exclusive have been indomitable the second half of this first round. Neil going to take down Aspect. There goes Gore as well. Amin for a 1 versus 6 to salvage a round that should not have been needed to be salvaged.
I've never seen Amin lose these.
I've never seen Amin in it.
Yeah, that was about to be my rebuttal to myself, is that I've never seen Amin in a 1v6, let alone win them as well. So, thanks for the spoiler, Brody. But yeah, I mean, like, look, I mean, Ultima, you had a 2 for 5 start. As far as lives are concerned, you almost got 60 seconds on that B control zone. Lickety split. And now look at this, Brody. Again, this is what we kind of harped on exclusive from yesterday. They come into this round 5 operators deep. They pop 2 to start. And while Veer with the War Machine looking to rectify the issues they had yesterday. Talk about an opening.
Yep. Great operator utilization coming out from exclusive at the start of this one. Daytel going to fire back with a couple of kills, though. They aren't actually anywhere near the point. Perhaps that nade will do some damage here to what is a double stack coming through from Exclusive. This point will go thick and fast. Ultima have to be careful about this, and I don't think they want to invest any more in it. So as far as an opening is concerned, that's about as good as you could ask for from Exclusive.
Yeah, also. 2 minutes on the board. 4-life lead. Map positioning to boot. You got players inside garage looking for a couple spawn traps.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That just requires you to be able to find the kills first. Neil finds 2. And this is all on transition to try to get across the pool side. And again, you are effectively inside a 4v5 on this side of the map because Aspect is still waiting for some kills to come through. And Exclusive are wiping Ultima on the floor.
Did Exclusive just turn like boost mode on their phones or something? I'm not really sure what's going on, but yeah, Exclusive are on fire right now. Neil most certainly is. Neil for 3 towards the backline. Ultima now being spawn trapped, and Neil is just lining them up. Caesar will continue with a couple of kills of his own. Yeah, you guys can chalk this round right about now. There is just under 2 minutes left on the clock. A 22 versus 6. And the A point is about to go Exclusive's way as well. There is not a chance that Ultima win this now. It is all about just delaying the inevitable. Gore will find 1. Sixer is out of the round. I mean, it's a case of when Exclusive win this round now.
Yeah, it's a ticking time bomb, isn't it? 134 on the clock, 18 versus 3. You have streaks, you have operators, and Ultima have operators as well, but you're not going to see those bad boys getting popped for sure. You already have the segment lead, so just winning off of kills alone should cement if it goes to around 5, even if it matters that much, because Exclusive are looking to take a 2-0 lead here in the raid control. Everything that we've been missing from them, especially from yesterday, is coming into fruition. Daytel, 1v15.
All time for the punchline to the joke here, because it's just 1v15 is...
Oh, it's super winnable, isn't it?
Oh, totally. Absolutely winnable. But I know that you never want to, count a player out. You always want to add the suspense to the situation. I don't think there's any suspense here. There's no suspense. Maybe getting some kills on the melee. Honestly, they're given...
Did they want the segment?
I don't really know what they're doing. I think maybe just having a bit of fun.
I mean, like you could just tell there in that final moment, like he didn't want to give up the last segment. Just take my life, please. I mean, at this point of your Ultima, you damn well might just already be thinking about the Apocalypse hardpoint, but just look at the resource advantage. You have streaks. Veer's going to open up ceremoniously with another War Machine, much like he did the first. Gore's going to start with the Annihilator in for First Blood. And this is a push that's starting to manifest over towards A quickly.
I'm not really surprised to see Ultima bringing out those operators right out the gate here. They know that it's important to do so, but the problem is there is so much utility on side for Exclusive. You saw the amount of streaks that they had. I think they just brought up 2 or 3 of them at the start of this round, and the operators as well. They know that they are on a one-way path to winning this round. They've just got to absolutely decimate the lives away from Ultima before they've even got a chance to take anything away in this one. That is why you're seeing this total investment from Exclusive. They will not be able to fall towards the equalizers there from Creed. So it is a 7-life advantage after all that investment. I'd be happy with that if I'm Exclusive.
Yeah, 37 seconds remain. Exclusive legitimately opened up the pantry and said, I want one of everything. They just wiped the slate clean. And it works out in their favor for the time being. But Ultima, though, still have 2 operators. They have players around the B zone. First segment is going to be captured. They do have some spacing, players all the way back through Laundry, as well as Daytel through Pillars, but nobody's inside a red to stop Caesar from this fight.
Caesar going to get shut down. Exclusive going to give up B here, so there is some hope for Ultimate. But look at the spawn trap that Exclusive want to put together here. I think it is just a matter of finding those kills and then getting those players in towards the spawn trap. Neil is about to have the starter of a full course meal. Six is going to be that starter. He might well be the main as well, as Sixer respawns and now looking for more and more players. Ultimate trying to attempt this flanking from behind though. Sixer going to remove Neil from that position, going to invest the War Machine to get it done. A 5-life advantage brought down to just 4 now. For all the investment that we saw from Exclusive at the start of the round, Ultima have actually moved all the way up towards the map and are now starting to threaten A.
Yeah, they sure are. You still got one more player that's hot on the flank right now. You got to somehow deal with Gore. He's in your spawn all the way through jungle. Aomene's going to take down Creed in return. Finally, Gore gets dealt with in your spawn. You got one player that's on the flank all the way through bedroom. That's going to be Neil for Exclusive, trying to work this pinch. Nobody's directly looking at it, and it could just be very alarming to try to work this last segment.
Yeah, those players going down and around the pool as well. That's probably going to be it for this. There was a hope for Ultimate. Now maybe no more. Neil's going to find another one with the claw towards bedroom side. Aspect bringing out the Sparrow. Is it futile though? Creed should be able to remove that from the situation, and not the second as well. No insult to injury here. Amin will actually survive that engagement as well. But everyone needs to find 2 kills on average, 3 kills on average even, to get this round done. A 3 versus 7 now from a 3 versus 9, and they're all coming from the same direction.
Last 2 alive, 6 Amin. War Machine invested for Veer, just looking to blow them out of the water. Last player alive, top bedroom, and Veer with the War Machine. Unfreaking deniable. It's a 3-0 in the control. We got ourselves a series. Not done yet for exclusive. They might have heard us the way we were talking about room control yesterday and even setting up the entirety of this best of 5 series. Still can't believe that it was a 2-0 lead for Ultima to begin with when we go back and think about the map 1 scoreline and even getting to overtime in the search. But hey, this is the exclusive that we love to see. Very, very aggressive and yet very composed at the same time. Very different look than what we got from yesterday, specifically in that offensive round. Just only opening up with 2 of their operators, but it's Veer with the War Machine that finds insurmountable value with it. All 3 times that he pulled the operator out. It was a wonderful look for exclusive, at least able to rectify the situation that, and all the mishaps that they had yesterday versus 117 not found came through in an emphatic fashion here in the map number 3 to stay alive here in the best of 5, not missing on a Worlds quite yet.
And it is worth saying, right? I mean, ultimately, they had a good start to that control. I think that's totally, we need to have that conversation because they did. I mean, yes, for the first half of the first round, it felt like, hang on, our ults are about to start this control with an offensive victory, and then all of a sudden it's like exclusive. I don't know, maybe they just took battery saver mode off their phones. I'm not too sure what was going on, but they started playing. I don't know what was going on, but they completely decimated them in the second half of round number 1. Round number 2 is when we saw those operators coming out right from the rip, and it gave them that advantage that was good enough for the offensive win. Here is a look at our final scoreboard at the end of the game. Creed going huge at 23 and 16. Neil, you mentioned him already, at 19 and 12. Big performances, I think, across the board, really, from exclusive.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's mostly off of their teamwork. Again, like this is what we expect from exclusive. And I know it constantly sounds like I'm constantly holding them on the top of the pedestal, but that's because that's where they put themselves. You know, just barely missing out on the Season 4 championship, losing to that Kings roster. We still looked at them going through open finals as the #1 team in Europe. Lost the 117 not found yesterday, losing all 3 of the the 2 search and destroys. They got Neslo'd, and it's just not a very good look at all for them to be that #1 team on some household names here in Call of Duty Mobile, specifically for Europe, but still able to claw their way back even from a 7 life deficit in that opening round from a very good opening breakoff from Ultima. Keep in mind, you not done yet, Brody. We go into an Apocalypse hardpoint.
Not over yet for exclusive. And again, it comes back to that conversation we were having about exclusive in hardpoint. Although it wasn't perfect back in map number 1 and they lost it in the closing moments of their game, we still have to count exclusive as one of the best hardpoint teams here in European Call of Duty Mobile. That is going to give them a lot of confidence to try and force a game number 5. Back still against the wall, folks. Exclusive still need to continue to pull off this reverse sweep if they want even a sniff of the World Championships at the end of the year, let alone Challenge Finals.
And let's call a spade here. This should very much so be a 2-1 lead for exclusive. They should have won that map #1. I'll be the one to say it. Losing the 16 points that they did, they were in clear-cut advantage. They had all of the kills, just couldn't convert it into a leader's advantage early on. Looking to rectify that here on APOC. For Ultima, though, on the unfavored side of the map, looking to at least make sure that they put exclusive to rest here. Do not want to see them on a Tunisia search and destroy. I'm sure of it with Neil and that sniper.
Yeah, we do see a flip of the spawns coming through from Ultima, but Neil pushing all the way through towards those back spawns is going to be an immediate problem that Ultima are going to have to go deal with. Fortunately enough, despite the fact that Neil does take 1 player down, there is a good trade coming through from Ultima. So you can, I mean, not ideal, but you can afford to give up that scrap time towards New, just given how solid these spawns towards the back can be for P2. As I say it though, the kills are starting to be made from exclusive, not just by P1, but by P2 as well. Immediately you see the isolation, just 6 are left towards the backline. We'll get a back spawn from Amin coming through, but it does not matter. Exclusive, they win those rotational battles. There's still more work to be done though, as Ultima fight this one from the front. Exclusive looking for a little bit of a pinch play coming through players on all sides, and immediately it works out perfectly. A4 and Creed, I think that's a combined 4 between the 2 players.
Oh, and Afer as well, able to at least find one, and immediately turns around knowing that the pallet spawns very much so were open, just playing the head glitch on the gold pallets wonderfully. The break from the front, the pinch as well, just so good for exclusive. Look at the scoreline, 52-15 already in Ultima. forced to try to invest to try to get themselves back in towards this hard point. It's in such a losing effort. They have split spawns across the map, and with scrap time coming here at the end of P2, Exclusive might throw some numbers at this surely, but they might as well do better just to think about the rotation anew.
Yeah, you're going to get this time regardless, right? I think that's the thing with Exclusive. You know that you've got that time. There's nothing that Ultima can do about that. Let's try and focus on what you can do towards the rotation. Ultima are already there. Caesar not going to be able to land those Sparrow bullets. I think the car in the middle of the map might have stopped them. I'm not entirely sure. Regardless, it doesn't matter even if he does go down because the trades are good from Creed. He will double up there. As Exclusive looks to continue their crusade through the middle of the map. It's a full blue kill feed. Veer's now going to bring out the War Machine as well. Ultima might well have been the first team to touch this point. It doesn't last that long whatsoever. And Exclusive are continuing to find kills as well. Gore and Sixer will respond. Creed now going to bring out the equalizers to try and keep Ultima away from the hill, but not able to do so. So a shaky moment there at the start of the hard point where it looks like Ultima are going to lose control, but they're right back through for now. And there's 3 more kills for Exclusive. And now they're back into the hard point.
So one player that's up top inside of maps that is going to be Sixa immediately dealt with. Oh my gosh, the kill feed just erupts in blue. Just when you felt like that Ultima were finally going to get a grasp on a hard point, Exclusive just completely belittled them. I thought this map mode combination was going to be good for them. Surely I was wrong. 100 points now to Exclusive's name before P4 even pops, and they have the favorite spawns as well. Now Ultima though, they have an opportunity to push all the way through the old time to be able to hold Chicken Coop and keep them spawn trapped, but again, they have not found a single convincing kill feed all map for long.
Yeah, that hill would have been it. If anything, Exclusive seems to have really hit their stride here over the last minute or so of this hard point. Ultima need to break pretty quickly here. First couple of kills already going to be through. Aether's going to double up, though, and that might be the nail on the coffin for this rotation. Aiming and Aspect are still close by in Chicken. Gore will actually pick up another kill. Sorry, Aiming actually picks up that kill regardless. Gore was there. They're going to get shut down. Exclusive, not quite the iron grip over this hard point that they would have wanted. But Ultima now towards the back spawns here. Gonna get another chance to hit this hill over and over again. Aether keeping these guys at bay with a 2-piece. Daytel and Aspect now bringing out the big guns to try and get control of this hill. Aspect's Sparrow is still alive in the play. And finally here, Aspect's gonna get taken out by Caesar, who brings out his Sparrow in the moment. Exclusive are keeping these guys away despite the investment from Ultima. They can't get through.
No, they can't. I mean, even Sixa with a War Machine trying to follow up on all the damage that was being found, takes his own life in return inside of the Chicken Coop, and now you still have these useless spawns coming through from Ultima, who only have 36 points. Brody, it's about to be a 100-point lead. This is what I expected at the Hacienda. When you have this many kills, it is coming through fruition here in the Apocalypse map number 4. 139 to 36 going back towards the center of the map. Caesar has a Predator missile, is going to open up the second set with it, and you have 3 operators to boot.
I'm getting the same vibes that I got yesterday, right, in that matchup between Exclusive versus 117 Not Found, in which Exclusive 2-1 down in the series, able to take that Hacienda hardpoint 250 to 82. It was an indomitable victory, a complete contrast to what the rest of the series looked like, and maybe they've just got that every single series, right? Exclusive in the tank, they've got one of these victories in which the opposition doesn't even look like they're competitive, and that has been the case here. Gore trying to be competitive though towards the middle of the map, will whip up the Annihilator for a couple of kills. It won't be long though before Creed will deal with them, and Exclusive are right back through Creed for a couple of kills. Caesar and Neil are also there. Neil's got the claw to keep Ultima well away from this hard point, and again, there is that daunting prospect of rotation towards P2 at the forefront of your minds. Ultima are nowhere near it.
140-point lead in growing. Look at the spawns coming through from Ultima. So all the way back over by Useless, they haven't been able to break out of this spawn since P4. And since it's flipped, they're going to be allowed to just because P2 is going to be alive. But now you still have to get your way all the way through the bottom side of maps. Neil will finally be traded by Gore inside of maps. But just because you finally dealt with one pawn doesn't mean you have to get all the way back towards the rooks. The kings, the queens are all the way to the backside of Palace. They're going to have to do it the hard way. Sixa able to at least get all the way back through, but here come the operators once again from Exclusive.
It's 3 operators coming out. Caesar's the only one left in the play, but it's good enough. Caesar's so good with his Sparrow. 28 kills to his name this game, and he's going to find 3 that will momentarily keep Ultima out of the hard point. Now they have to go back towards the regular weaponry to keep them away from the hill, and they will find those gunfights. Ultima just can't do anything here. They are sending player after player towards the hard point, and every single time they are being swiftly ejected from it. Finally, Sixer and Aiming find enough kills here, but Fear fires back with an easy 2-piece, and I say easy because these guys make it look so easy. Ultima will grab that last 10 seconds of scrap time. but it is just that. It is scrap time in a sea of solid holds from Exclusive.
I'd say it's like that one meme from Despicable Me. It's just like, guys, we got the spawns for new. Oh, we got the spawns for P2. Oh no, at a bad moment as well. And it allowed Exclusive to push all the way through the shot down Apache helicopter to get inside of the hard point, but 2 players for Ultimate do spawn out. So they're able to at least win those gunfights, but now Neil is over here trying to get a couple spawn kills, denied. So now Ultima trying to work their way back inside the hard point, which is so much easier said than done when Aver pulls out the gravity vortex gun. It's just belittling them with damage. You have to somehow find these kills and somehow accrue some time. You are down horrendous.
Yeah, even if you resurgent towards this game now, you need to have a like-for-like performance from Exclusive's first half of that game to have any chance of stopping this from going to a game number 5. But let's see whether Ultima can get it done. We don't want to count them out of the race just yet. They're still in the running. Aspect going to find a couple of kills here. Desperately fighting. Aspect actually finds 3 over by Old. So those 3 kills now, not just getting control of this hill, not just taking that time away from Exclusive while Veer might find a couple of kills, but also it gives Ultima a real shot at that rotation, Andy.
That sure does. You already got players rotating around Chicken Cube over towards the statue side, but the players that are over there are still so hesitant just to try to get around the hard point that it's allowing all these nades to try to work their way back in. Neil does have an operator available. The Claw prematurely popped by Aomi, trying to meet these players with damage before they can even try to work through these lower buildings, trying to work their way inside of P4, but the Aomi gets shut down. Aspect has an operator. You felt like that the desperation's going to sit in. He needs to pop that when he respawns.
Need to see it. There we go. Operators coming out from Exclusive. Creed's going to bring the equalizers out for really no value whatsoever, but Caesar's been the one bringing the value with the Sparrow. He's going to do it again. It's 3 for Caesar. Pressure on towards aiming towards the backline as well. Neil's Claw is in the play. Exclusive looking to force a game 5 here in Hardpoint. Amin's going to get shut down. Can anybody from Ultima touch this one in time? Gore and Aspect do find the kills, so they will stop Exclusive from winning it here, but maybe Aether can be the one to bring this one home from Exclusive. No. Ultima remove Exclusive from the kill, but now the streak's starting to come out, or the operators starting to come out from Exclusive once more to try and close this one out. They will not be able to do so on this hard point regardless of what happens, but look at the blue arrows in the middle of the map. You've got to feel this is over.
Yep, cutting the 50-yard line. Afer, Caesar able to find 2 more kills. It's just a matter of time. 5 seconds are all that Exclusive need, and Ultima are just completely being spawn trapped. They have to brute force their way out from the spawn, keep this hard point contested, but Veer might find 2. Wow. Just to call game, might as well be 3. 249 to 91. Just step inside the hard point, lads. Able to get the job done. In an emphatic fashion, 250 to 91, the final scoreline on a map number 4. We're going the distance here for Exclusive.
This keeps happening. This just keeps happening. They did this yesterday again, and we know how that one turned out in the end in that game number 5. But they did this yesterday versus 117 not found, albeit that was the Hacienda hard point, a 250 to 82 scoreline. They do it again here, albeit a little bit more promising to Ultima. They get 91 points against Exclusive, but I mean, that's dominance. That is total and utter dominance from Exclusive. There's only really a couple of moments where they give Ultima any room to maneuver whatsoever, but you watch this back, you watch this highlight reel back, and there is not going to be a single play from Ultima. It was that dominant in Exclusive's favor.
And it's one of those things when, like, we go back through P2 and in towards P3, when all those operators start coming online for both of these 2 teams, that for Ultima, desperation set in the first set of hard points. It was about a 70-point lead going in towards P3, and Ultima felt the necessity to pull out the operators just to try to go for these heroic plays to unearth Exclusive from all of these setups that they kept having from themselves, and it allowed Exclusive to maintain presence in the driver's seat, to pull out the operators to dictate the pace of the middle of the map, specifically that guy at the top of the leaderboard. His name is Caesar. 41 and 23. It felt like that when the Sparrow got pulled out, Caesar was always good for at least 3 kills, which is just insane to say. And Veer went 37 and 18. The War Machine has been a spectacle to watch for Veer in the past 2 maps, and even back in the Hacienda map number 1. I'm sure that if you're in the camp for Exclusive and even a fan of these 5 players, you're probably thinking, wow, this should have been a 3-1. This series should have been over. I think that we probably should have won that Hacienda map number 1. I'd agree with you, but you still have to rectify the biggest issue that they had versus 117 not found yesterday, and that is Search and Destroy. Tunisia. Defensive favored. Snipers are very, very good here, Brody. We already talked about it in that previous matchup versus Lux with this very team of Ultima. It all comes down to who's going to get that first side.
I don't know, man. I mean, going back towards that game number 2, Ultima looks so strong in Search and Destroy. And it is worth saying they did just win it by the skin of their teeth, right? I mean, they won it in overtime. It was a 2-round differential, 9-7 victory for them. So they had to work for it, but still, Ultima looks so confident towards the final few rounds of that Search and Destroy. Again, it's worth saying that they did give the first few rounds of the defense away towards Exclusive, and then they just found another gear, right? They found a way to win out those rounds versus Exclusive. So when Ultima want to play in Search and Destroy, they most certainly can. Can they do it consistently to put a stop to this reverse sweep from Exclusive? Again, Exclusive's tournament lives on the line, and now it's Ultima's as well. A map 5 to decide it all. Who will be making it to Challenge Finals?
And Ultima are going to have defense to start as well. The biggest problem for Lux when they were playing up against Ultima was Daytel just lurking through the middle of the map. Or it's going to be that sole defender over towards B. There's a lot of utility being thrown over here. That has to be the information for somebody from Ultima to try to come add more oomph towards this defense.
That is really well played from Exclusive right off the start of this round. You recognize that the best power position anybody's going to have over B is by putting a player towards the back of the map, and removing that player from the situation completely flips it around on his head, because now you are the defenders. You've got numbers as well. Ultima are going to be forced to try and retake this one. You've also got a player coming on a late flank here. That is going to be Neil. Should be able to catch at least one player off guard, and they do. And Neil gets the hell out of dodge. That unnerves Sixer here in the situation. They go down. Aspect and Aamine here, not really much of a chance in this situation. Aspect going to find one, but Creed's going to trade that one out. Aspect weak by Creed's bullets. No real chance to get away, despite the fact that they trade things out. A sublime round. Kick off this Search and Destroy.
Exclusive and aggression on an opening offensive effort on any Search and Destroy map. It is constantly going to be there. They just rush over towards B. There was only one defender over there, and it was Gore. The moment you saw all the utility, you heard all the explosions, somebody else from Ultima needed to cut mid-map and try to robust that defense. It did not come through. And now Exclusive gonna yeet a couple utility over towards A. Try to get maybe somebody to try to overextend. Not gonna be the case at all. It's back to B, 4 players strong.
And once again, it's the exact same situation, right? I mean, again, I guess not the exact same, because you don't fully have the numbers in this situation. Neil masterfully watching the middle of the map, but you do have full control over the site. You're going to be able to get the bomb down, kick your feet up afterwards as well. It's the exact same retake effort here with Aspect and Aamine looking to make it happen through the back line. Caesar's shots are not as crisp as you would like, but Neil is going to go on a late flank here to deal with those players before they can become a prominent issue. Six are not really in the play through the middle of the map either, and there goes Neil. Neil just doing what Neil does best. Ultima shut down, left a Sixer here for a 1 versus 4, and he can barely get that first kill off. It's the exact same setup, both for the offense and the defense. And to be fair, I don't think you'd ever really be prioritizing a potential flank from Neil there in the situation. So I don't necessarily blame them, but it's difficult.
And the only thing that was different was the opening 10 seconds. Was some utility being thrown over towards A, but Neil was watching the middle of the map, caught one player lacking. Sixer thought, or Aspect thought, excuse me, that he was going to try to push all the way through mid, and the flank was just, it was just way too free, wasn't it, Brody? So now you get some positional differences coming through here offensively. Afer's going to get first blooded again, but Neil's still up top inside a winery, maybe trying to catch a couple of these defenders off guard. And Ultima truly do think this is going to be an A hit. Neil still finds that pick, 4v4.
Neil providing so much value, and he provides more as well. 3 in the round for Neil. Absurd. And now Aamine, your turn, buddy, to try and pull off the clutch of all clutches. Neil is right next to him as well. As soon as Aamine peeks out of this bomb site, he is dead to rights. Neil 4 in that round.
So you remember when we were talking about how Tunisia is a defensive side of map?
It doesn't look like it.
Neil is hulking the hell out. 9 kills through 3 rounds. And he's realistically the only one that's like constantly changing up his positioning through the opening first 10 seconds. That time through winery, last time through mid. Previous to that was helping his team push over towards B. All the question marks that are surrounding Ultima right now, where this hit's going to be coming from. Nades over the top once again, just trying to get over towards his A bomb site. Neil's top winery again, trying to work that pick. He finds it.
Trying?
Finds 2.
I think we just removed that word from the equation altogether. There is no try with Neil, there is only do, and he is doing Ultima in at the moment. Gore and Aspect left alive. You might as well not be in this situation. Exclusive are just on full send mode at the moment. Every inch of momentum is in their favor. The bomb goes down, it's even more so. Try to be positive here. You have got 2 snipers left alive in a 2 versus 4. It's a good weapon to have here on Tunisia with the long lines of sight, but it's not so great when you're facing down Neil. I mean, you can only laugh at this point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna join Neil and just sheer laughter because that is just comical. 12 seconds remain, 1v4. Yeah, good lunch, have French fries. Veer's gonna take him down in kind. And what's Neil up to now? Like, is it 12 kills through 4 rounds? Yeah. Okay. That is ridiculous. Like, he has just as many kills, no more kills than the rest of his team combined. Like, Afer's still sitting on a goose egg. You have a combined 6 kills for all of Ultima. Something's gotta give. And Creed with the bomb just pushes up through mid because he's feeling it. Veer's gonna find first blood this time around.
Oh, finally some resistance here as Sixer doubles up. Unfortunately, while you might have got kills, you didn't take the best player out of the round. Neil is still alive, and that's an imminent threat. But I'll have, at the very least, silenced exclusive momentarily. And there goes Neil. Finally, you'll be feeling a little bit of confidence here. A sigh of relief is going to be breathed from Ultima.
You got the raid boss dead. So that's good. Veer still has the boomstick. Gotta recover that bomb, and it is just in a very precarious position where you have no information at. But luckily enough for you, Gore, Aspect, Sixa, they did not know that the bomb was pancaked there in the top of the railing. So just comes down to timing. 50 seconds remains, and Veer looking the wrong direction. Gore guns him. A for 1v3.
Might as well just go for this. You're not really losing anything. Gore going to check the corner. Yeah, Afer's shot's not as crisp as you would like. Gore's going to win that out with the Tundra. So, Ultima, they are on the board, and they stopped exclusive before they could really do anything in that round. For the first time, they stopped exclusive entering onto one of these sites. So some confidence here. If they can win this second round, they can maybe build some momentum up as they go towards the offense.
Same exact defensive setup coming through for Ultima. Only difference is that Sixa with R9 is actually pushed all the way up. It's about to be a big moment coming through for Neil. He's got the pistol out because he knew that Sixa was right around the area. Yeah. 1 HP, Sixa cannot get away. The pistol gets the job done. Sniper, pistol, doesn't matter. Why are we challenging this man? Stop challenging this man. He has 14 kills for crying out loud.
It was the fact it was such a slow chal as well. It was like, you know, I'm just going to give him time to
jump, no slide. Like,
yeah, it's just like, yeah, I'm just going to waltz around the corner and hope that Neil isn't on point at the moment. Oh, wait, he's got 14 kills. He is. Just what a game from Neil. But good response coming out from Aim and Gore. Neil is going to be down for the count, as is Afer now. Exclusive, I think, will want to even the odds, and that's one way to do it. Here with the quick scope on towards Gore, but I don't know if they recognize the fact that Aspect has already made his way in towards the site. Amin also with a peek check will find Caesar. So this brings it down from a 2 versus 4 to a 2 versus 2. Again, I don't know if they're aware of the fact that Aspect has already crossed. Late flank perhaps here from Creed.
Got the bomb checks. Veer, double weapon setup as well. Oh my gosh! Sit down, son! Aspect no. 1v2, not enough time. And he's just gonna drop down. Veer doesn't even need to do anything. Conveys the information to Creed. I mean, again. Like, this is Tunisia, right? Like, I'm not missing a map here. Like this is supposed to be a defensively sided map. But I talked about it prematurely, and it's coming through. Neil with the sniper on this map mode combination is an absolute issue. 14 kills on a single half.
All right, look, if it's been done by exclusive, surely Ultima can do it too. Good start coming out for exclusive on the defense, though. That nade is going to slow things up. And again, that's kind of half the battle won by exclusive, right? Is not allowing Ultima to surge in towards a site just like that at the start. Neil watching the middle of the map, expected somebody to challenge, was not expecting a full rotation through B, manages to catch Aspect out. And the good news for Ultima here, nobody towards the back of that site. Sixer might be able to take Neil down, and he does. So big kill there, big kill to make this a 3 versus 3.
Neil saw both of them, though. It should be the confirmation that that bomb is going down to B. Information's going to be mutual. This post plant's a little strange, but the biggest issue is where Six is located at. The next issue is the weapon that he's playing with. Not a shotgun this time. Oh, hello?
I checked it. Good check. So Sixer no longer an issue. He's been neutered in the round. Amin and Daytail are going to be shaking in their wellies on this site. They're just trying to play a corner right now, trying to play all sneaky like to catch these exclusive players off guard. There it is. He's waited patiently long enough, but Caesar's going to win the gunfight, and now Amin has no choice but to egregiously challenge to stop this defuse coming on through. Does he get that kill in time? I'm not too sure. The players are now on the defuse. Do they get it? Do they have enough time to make this one happen? Yes, they do. Exclusive retake it.
That would have been like a 10th or 2 of a second, maybe even 100th. That was so close. And Ultima gonna be kicking themselves in that one. They had the win condition set. Should have been an easy win. Sixa locked eyes with 2 players through the archway and only got information for his worth. 1 round away for exclusive to get into the challenge finals.
And it's all going awry for Ultima, isn't it? Exclusive, just 2 kills away from a reverse sweep. The players are running away, as are their dreams of continuing in the challenge season. Creed is going to be the one to fire us home as exclusive pull off the reverse sweep, and they book their ticket in challenge finals.
With a 7-1 search and destroy on Tunisia to boot. I mean, like, the first 2 maps happened, right? I just want to make sure that exclusive understood that we had 5 maps being played. They just really wanted to show up and play some Call of Duty Mobile. You know, I respect that out of you, exclusive. Insane scenes. What went from a you should have won map 1 to a reverse sweep is no easy feat in any esport. Here in Call of Duty Mobile, where it is so influenced by momentum, exclusive show up and they show the hell out, specifically for Neil. Oh, Brody, you harped on this guy one too many times. He definitely was angry coming into this map, number 5. Let me tell you something, because that guy was an absolute issue. Making an argument that Tunisia offense might just be the favorite spot on the map when you have a sniper putting in work like this. I guess it becomes a little bit easier when you're just throwing easy chows like that out of Ultima. But exclusive, by God, they will just not be suppressed. That's a hell of a performance coming through from exclusive to call game there.
What just happened?
Oh, a reverse sweep.
But first of all, big ups to Ultima for even pushing it that far. I mean, they almost had that right off the rip. Really, really strong performance out of the gate. And when we just think about what we were talking about at the beginning of the day when it came to them, based off of their performance from yesterday, another marked improvement against one of the top teams in the region. We knew that exclusive was going to be difficult, but pushing it to a full map 5, I mean, this was a really, really good series on behalf of both of those squads. And on the flip side of that, why did it take exclusive so long to wake up? I feel like that's something they're going to need to be looking at when we head towards the challenge finals, Brody, because can you really afford those 2 maps every single time? Potentially no.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. And I think especially versus the 117 not found matchup, I think that's the most concerning bit to me, is you are going up against a roster that is undoubtedly trying to challenge you for the title of European champions. That's what they were made to do. And so not winning in those clutch situations is concerning. And I think even though we see phenomenal performances out of players like Neil and Creed in those final maps, right? You're not seeing that consistently all the way through. Sometimes that same kind of performance that we're so used to seeing so consistently hasn't quite been there. So if they can turn that up to 11, if they can do that 100% of the time, they should be fine. But it is somewhat concerning to see them even losing maps to a roster like Ultima. But I do want to give Ultima props, because this is not the first time this has happened. I think it was Animus, they challenged like this in the open qualifiers, in the open finals. They managed to push them all the way to a game number 5, and the exact same kind of result happened where they ended up losing it in there. So Ultima are a really good team, and I think they just got a really tough group draw to get here.
Yeah, absolutely. A squad that I really do hope comes back next season and tries to fight to be back in here yet again, because that was a really, really strong performance out of Ultima. But now we do have our second team in the challenge finals. Exclusive do nab that second spot for Group A proper. So give me your thoughts. We're officially now halfway through this challenge season for EU.
That's now back-to-back map 5s for exclusive, where the first one is very eye-opening. The second one is not necessarily shocking to all y'all's points. It's just one of those things that we go back when we were talking about exclusive being on the top of the pedestal. they are no gods. They do, in fact, bleed. And I think that 117 Not Found were able to showcase that. And let's not forget, we still got 2 more teams to qualify from Group B. Who knows what the Challenge Finals is even going to freaking look like? Because Exclusive might be the best team on paper, but they are absolutely being tested. They have a lot to figure out before that double elim bracket comes to fruition.
Yeah, I mean, we keep mentioning it. Obviously, this was the first half of our challenge season, first half of our teams as well. We have still Group B that will be performing or playing, competing next week. So that will be happening right around the corner before you know it on the 27th and the 28th. And we still have some competitive squads in there, Brody, that are going to bring this to the table now.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Group B. Animus, that's going to be a team. I just mentioned them. They're going to be really exciting to watch just because of how good they looked in the qualifier. Vanquish is another one that I'm, again, looking forward to seeing just because of what they've been capable of in the past. That's a kind of a newish team that have come together for qualifiers, and they looked good enough, pretty competitive versus 117 Not Found during the qualifiers as well. Honestly, I think Group B, I think it's going to be interesting, if only because of the fact that all the teams, I think, are going to be so closely matched. They're all, I would describe as mid-table teams, maybe besides Animus. And so there is really a question who is actually going to make it to Challenge Finals.
Yeah, so suffice to say, you need to be here to make sure that you are checking out everything that's happening with Group B when that time comes. But if you can't make it, just follow us on social media. You can find us on X, on Insta, and on Facebook. And then that way, if you can't make it, you can get all of those updates related to this entire challenge season. You won't miss a single second of it. Or you can join our Discord at discord.gg/Snapdragon Pro Series, where you can hang out with our community, talk all things Call of Duty Mobile, and of course, continue getting those updates. And don't forget to help us out by filling out this survey as well. All you have to do is scan that QR code when it comes up on your screen and tell us your thoughts on what's been going on with the SPS. Do you love what we're doing? Areas you think we can improve upon? And if you do that, you'll be entered to win a $100 gift card after you complete that survey. So take those 5 minutes to get in there while you have the opportunity to do that, potentially win some free cash. As far as we're concerned here today, though, our 2 teams out of Group A have claimed their spot in the Challenge Finals. And that means Exclusive will now be alongside 117 watching as those Group B teams begin their fight. So make sure you tune back in next week, like I said, on the 27th and the 28th to see what happens with our Group B teams and which ones claim their spots in the Challenge Finals. As always, huge thank you to Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy, Monster Energy, and DHL for helping us make this whole thing possible. And thank you to all of you at home for watching. We'll see you next week.
The Snapdragon Pro Series is brought to you by Snapdragon Elite Gaming, Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, Monster Energy, and DHL.
Let the weak melt away! Killing spree!
Got beauty, let's take the kill back. Prime time, baby!
Looks like the players are ready. Here we go!
Bye.